aside from extreme shopping?
More extreme shopping, honestly. It was what would you say, preacher? It was shopping. We had a little run-in with the ecclesiarchy. How does the rogue trader see it?
We definitely had some extreme shopping. We finished off organizing our new ships. He definitely sees the meeting with the ecclesiarchy as a concern potential, but certain things must be done inside the empire, and certain customs must be followed. So, after getting our sweet loot for returning the Mechanicus all their tender goodness, we had an abrupt calling back to Lucia. Right? Yeah, Lucia.
Yep.
Yes.
In which we now make our way. By the way, how is that going?
Right, so Cadmus is reporting that the Astronomicon, although it has been found, it is such a faint star that he is looking upon within the warp. And he's thinking it might be a bit of a tumble to get there. So 4 days in the warp might be extended, he warns you, and it might have further impacts as he's charting it out. He's warning you that effectively it's going to be rough seas.
So does he Matthias would ask him, do you think if we waited a few hours, if that it may change?
Let's see. He estimates that a few hours in reality really wouldn't make that much of a difference. It's very much like a storm on a planet. It might be hours that you have to wait out, or it might have to be a full day. So you can delay by a full day in real time and then check back in to see it. Normally you delay by 2 to 3 days with these things, but he's more than happy to check back in about 6 to 8 hours.
All right. With him saying it's rough seas, in air quote, Matthias would make the call to all right, yeah, let us wait and see what becomes of this anomaly.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he waits. You give the wait. He reports back in that actually it looks like it's now worsened.
Oh, that's good.
He's trying a second time, but he has got a bead on the Astronomicon. It looks like there has been recent boosts to the light, meaning that if we are going to be if you're going to be traversing through it, at the very least, he's going to know how to build the coordinates. And he adds on to that the current way it's set out, he's probably going to have a decent line for getting there. Although, moving with an entire fleet under his command, there may be delays in terms of it might be 1 or 2 days longer in the warp, which might in turn have an impact on real time. He will have to do his best in this situation.
Yep. Matthias will say, of course, understood. We leave on your mark.
You're right.
And
he basically he starts sending out the signal. So OX, you're gonna get the signal down that in 4 hours time, the warp engines have to be sped up, and basically 2 hours time speed up the Geller field for preparation. And yes, a tech use, as you and Iota are very busy at the moment, so you're basically trying to make sure you do everything really quickly rather than the usual methods.
Iota?
With Iota and all your other abilities, it's a plus 30. Yeah, you're fine. You are perfectly fine. So the Gellerfield comes up, just in time. Well, more than just in time. It's up. It's strong. At the same time, you basically start putting in the energies to warm up the warp engines. And then at the time everything is set, the mark comes down. Cadmus then calls for entry to the warp. Goes very smoothly. It's all followed with surprisingly ease of the travel of the warp. And there's only the occasional turbulence that comes in, but this is not unusual. It just means that, like, there's a little bit of bumpiness as the ship gets rocked a little bit.
I mean, he is a professional.
Exactly. Let's see here, and versus that. That's fine. All right. You exit out of the warp, and you arrive at Lucia. And Cadmus is happy to report that it's been a surprisingly and very helpful, quiet journey. No anomalies, no ghosts in the warp. Nothing that needs to be reported onto. Aside from just it being stormy and him having to navigate several other ships, you arrive there. After some calculations, you find out that you have been 18 days in real time, and it's been about 4 or 5 days in the warp.
Oh, gosh. Don't you just love warp travel?
So yeah, that's all being calculated down. Can I get a check from you, Darius? Because after you would be exiting warp, I assume that you're going to be making just general contact to see whether messages has been sent, received, or anything along those lines.
If that's within my duties, then yes. Otherwise, I would wait for command from the captain. I don't want to be sending out messages unless we really
No,
want to do it.
It's more like you're checking the mailbox.
Oh, okay then. Yeah.
So if I can get a Sinisian willpower check from that.
I will go with Sinisians.
That's actually
Fairer
something.
and makes sense. Is it gonna? Did it roll?
Yes, and you have 4 degrees of failure.
Well, I'll re-roll that then. There
Hey! Yeah.
Absolute opposite.
So,
Nothing happened.
so we are receiving messages of appendix enlargement from a Mechanicus Darkus.
Rip.
What?
Please open this link. Why are there so many runes inside this message? I don't like the look of this.
Exactly. Now, as you're checking all of this out, you are seeing that there has been a recent message that's been sent over from a ship, effectively advising that they will be on Lucia, effectively by the end of the coming month. So the group actually has 5 or so days before the ship is going to be arriving in relation to the trial.
"5 days to prepare." Got it.
Yes.
All right. Well, where to start as I gather my thoughts? Yep, exactly. Goes to the Lucia map. Yay. Hey, look, it's us. Oh, nice. The Gilded Wagon is also a picture.
Wait, who did we? Oh, who the fuck? No, who the fuck did we lose? Oh, Brian. Ah, shit! He disappeared into the bowels of the ship.
Oh,
Running.
no.
Launcher.
Give Brian a sec.
Whoa. Uh-oh, he's having technical difficulties.
What kind?
That's not good. The comp decided to turn itself off, and he's having problems getting it turned back on. That's not good.
Unplug it, switch the power section off, and then give it like a minute. That's what I do with mine if I have issues like that.
This is some warp fuckery.
Damn it, Aaron! You rolled too well.
Right.
I
Matt,
let the
roll,
wrong one in.
Everything has
roll
a cost.
tech use. Somebody roll tech use with high skill tech use.
Right.
Quick roll your piloting skill. That should bring him back.
Do a barrel roll.
There, he's back.
You did not roll high enough.
It's
I need to see
become
Hold on,
Tony
I can fix
Hawk's
that.
skater, but with a ship.
Actually, here's a question for you.
I've
How
rolled high
long?
enough.
Jesus. You still haven't rolled high enough. That's a modified roll. You have to make an unmodified roll.
Says who?
It says logic.
There is no logic.
So
There is
wait,
no
how many hit points for ships get healed in between games, or is it like you have to actually dock and fix it?
You have to dock. It's I mean, unless you are a Necron, where you can actually regenerate, a ship is a ship. It's made out of metal, which will not regenerate.
Well, yeah,
So-
because Necron ships are made of living metal. I'm just curious how if they were like, hey, we stopped for a bit and we're just going to do repairs while we're from stuff we have in stock.
Well, you have to declare that you go into dry dock, and then you basically regenerate like a 1d5 plus the local admix intelligence in hull points.
Okay.
Captain, do you know a Simon Xavier Johanson III?
Yes.
He's apparently advising he's coming in Lucia in the next 10 days. And he asks if the crew will be there.
Give me a moment. Of course, he is gonna show up. 10 out of 10. Fire.
Oh my
God.
no.
Not like this.
Am I gonna have to put a bolt round into that man's head?
Only if you want to be brought up on probably charges within the Empire itself.
I'm just sharing the picture of him again.
Oh yeah.
Carpet bombing intensifies.
You know there are.
Could we just lie, considering that the court ship is coming in 5 days? Can we tell him like 15 days to come? And then we're just gone by the time he gets here.
The thing is, so we're technically not on bad terms with him. He's probably actually maybe potentially checking on his actual investments. You said 10 days is when they'll be here?
In the next 10 days.
In the next 10 days, 5 days until the other ship gets here, which he could arrive in that window. All right. We could definitely meet with him, but we're gonna keep locked lips on where our plan for heading is. So no one talk about that.
Where are we going?
Not gonna tell you if you don't know. Got him.
Let me just leave the
Alright.
channel.
Yeah, right.
Alright.
No, we're going. Remember, we were trying to go to the name. Come on.
Lucia?
No. The
Oh,
Shrine
Erasmus.
World. Erasmus.
Erasmus.
Yes.
Yep. Well, you exit out of the war, but as I said, you are making your way towards Lucia, and you are being advised by Macedon that the scanners are picking up an increase in activity. They both have they've got significant more void and warp travel now. It looks like there's actually a what's it called, a station that's or like a meeting point that's being set up by within the system.
Like a hub.
Yeah, but it looks to be
Nice.
mainly for mercantile individuals, for them to recuperate and like have void R&R before they move on to their next jump. If you would like, he can send out some brief hailers to see if they will reply back.
Send out some brief hails to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're over there clustered.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind that. We'll also talk with the governor. We'll let the governor of Lucia know that we are in system for a meeting for a meeting.
Yeah,
It may
I'll
require
turn.
his assistance.
Fine.
Oh, it may require his assistance.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll leave that for you, Darius, to roll your astropathic, communication, as that's going to be quicker than Vox comms.
Father Xerxes
That will
says he
require
is
the.
most likely unable to make it. Sorry, he doesn't know what's wrong with his computer right now.
That's all right. I will do what I can to stall right up until they arrive.
I'll
Yep.
just do a check because it says bonus siren, so I don't know if that's.
Oh, that's only if you have like something that does additional increases for psi rating.
Oh, does it actually counter in the psi rating then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah.
Damn.
7 degrees of success as you sense. So it's a 1d5 minutes where it takes you to basically establish a direct communication between you and the governor's, astropathic choir. So you basically turn yourself into a telephone at this stage.
B.
All right. The governor, Cornelius Valhamon, answers, and he welcomes you back. He's happy to hear that you have returned, and it's great. He's been looking forward for your return eventually. You are, after all, very big members of the Lucian hierarchy now.
Indeed. Yes. Well, I'm wondering. So the space station, is it like a space station, or is it like being built? So it's somewhat smaller than like your standard Imperial one.
It's being built, so they're in the middle of like creating like the skeletal parts. At the moment, it's very much a cluster of ships that are just all like congregating around where they are building the outlines of where the station will be.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh my god.
Is it possible I can? You said we detected like other, not void, but plasma engine signatures earlier.
Yes. Yeah.
And we already know that it's Simon Johanson, correct?
No.
Can I run the? Who the fuck is messaging? Okay, I'm just gonna close that. Can I get on our sensors and do a scan to see if we have encountered these ships before and if they are familiar to us?
You definitely can. So that's going to be a scrutiny roll, as you're going to have to basically cross-analyze them against your logs.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find my character sheet. There we go.
That's all good. In the meantime, OX, you have been quite successful in building your little project. So that is all set up to the standards that you have.
Excellent. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do not have. Okay, so I do not have scrutiny. It seems.
So it will be perception based. You will suffer a penalty of minus 30.
So I think it's.
Can we have Tomulus assist him?
Homulus is actually really busy.
Oh,
He
rip.
has something that he needs to do, and I will message you
So
what
wouldn't
it is.
Gotcha.
So
That's
wouldn't
fair.
it be it'd be half my perception, so just 21 then?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay. And then
Do a
I'm
good
still
job.
suffering a minus. I'm still suffering a minus 30 from that.
I give
Or
you the do a good job.
no, that's what I'm asking. So it's like I suffer an additional penalty, and then there's the good job thing.
Mhm.
So it's minus 20, huh?
Yes.
Accurate.
You don't
Pretty
really
sure.
need it.
What does yours give? 10.
10, yeah. You can have a plus 10 because Regis will give
Oh.
you a bonus.
I rolled an 11. Uh,
So that is a pass.
yeah.
Wait.
If I were to also use a fate point just to increase that by plus 10.
I'd say it's a success. Yeah,
Cool.
so
Let's do
you'll be
that.
yeah, so you're gonna be spending the next hour, 2 hours, literally just like going over the signatures, their wavelengths, and so on, comparing it against what you can see. And you find that there is actually a very brief entry log of you having encountered these before. It appears that way, way, way back when there was a civil war over this planet, someone decided in their eternal wisdom to scan all of the ships that were docked on Lucia and found.
Oh!
And you are now looking at the newly formed and up and running Merchant Guild of Lucia.
How about that?
But yeah, you've got
I'm
them,
not-
and as you're realizing, you're actually going over. You've got some viewpoints over these ships. Most of them are transporters who are void capable, but they are stacked to the brim with cargo holds, a couple of macro batteries, and some of them appear to also have a luxury, what's it called, quarters for people who want to go traveling with them.
Interesting. And you say they scanned us, and were they when we
No,
were?
you
No, sorry.
you scanned them back at the Civil War. So you have
Right.
the rundown of their schematic, not schematics, but what their loadout is.
Okay. And these were on the opposing side, correct?
They were neutral because they are merchant families. They don't have any
Gotcha.
war supplies.
Okay. I'd just like to pass that info on to the rogue trader really quick, just to keep that in mind for now.
Mm-hmm.
We seem to have some merchant ships that are here, and perhaps should acquisitions and whatnot be needed, in addition to maybe some transport for making the house some extra profit factor, we may be able to strike a deal with them.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And you
So
said they
it's-
had.
Go
You
ahead.
said they also had cargo holds for like people to travel on.
Yes, they have. So they have effectively like luxury accommodations. Some of them do.
That's not suspicious.
What?
I'd also like to forward that.
Oh, is that
Listen, my job is
suspicious?
to be suspicious of literally everything,
Yeah. I'll backpedal. I apologize. That is very true. That is very
especially
true.
with what's going on now.
Yeah. Yep. Well.
Yeah, that's. I'd like to point that out also to Matthias and make mention that these could be. It could be a bit of a long shot. But they could be in association with our mutual friends today.
Maybe. Mercantile guilds are mercantile guilds.
Right.
They're all about making money for their, well, affiliates.
Right. Just never. This could
Many.
play out a million different ways.
Yep. So, I will. Matthias will ask for basically hireable or acquirable meeting spaces inside the primary hive city with the noble that they worked with. Can I? Is there a memory check that they have in here? Is there like a?
There would be a flat intelligence, and you.
Got you. Okay, I'm just trying to remember. How did the ecclesiarchy on this world see Father Xerxes in the end? Because I remember we interacted them with like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
So, can I make that roll?
Yes, you absolutely can. That will be. It's been a while, so it'll be like a -10.
Okay.
No benefits or bonuses for that.
Oof. Definitely gonna re-roll that.
Yeah,
Since
it's
I have the plus
currently.
to re-roll that.
Mm.
Did not roll well, and basically the same exact roll.
What
Listen,
happened to do a good job?
I can't give myself do a good job.
I know.
But if you promote Macedon to rogue trader, he can tell you to do a good job. I mean,
Oh God! And then he promotes you back.
I don't actually know what Macedon would do there, but very interesting. All right. Well, I do not remember. I would take it.
I mean, you have no memory of it. Like immediately, you will have to go and go through the battle logs and actually dig out, the things that would have been stored in the library, and ask Regis if he's actually sorted them.
Okay.
The usual sorts and shenanigans where, it's technically recorded, but it's just buried underneath the mountain of things that Regis and Pontunus records on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Since Matthias is sitting there on the command throne, being told the amazing information that his good time compatriot of old, Johanson III, is going to be joining them. He's kind of trying to think at current things. He's like, oh God, what does he want? Oh, I can't remember right now. He'll pen it a message to Portunus and say, can you draw me up information for the last time we were on Lucia pertaining to the house's interaction with the lead ecclesiarchal members in that war effort, particularly between bridge staff members and the ecclesiarch on the ground.
Yep, he's going to get onto that.
Cool. All right. Oh wow, nice.
So he's going to be doing that. He's roping Regis in with this,
Nice.
as Regis was actually the one handling the comms at the time.
Understood.
So they're going to be looking for that.
Oh, I get that back. I forgot about that.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
The delicious, void-born abilities.
Yeah, the void-born ability
No.
where you actually get a
that
9 or
ain't
10.
that ain't Voidborn. That's called Charmed.
Well, you have charmed me.
Aw.
Already.
Stop it.
Oh, you.
So Macedon turns around and advises you that the communications has been more or less set up with these merchant ships, and they are effectively advising that they are in the middle of doing a small project of theirs that one of their lords have decreed needs to be done, and they are setting up the location for the Adeptus Mechanicus to arrive, to set up a space station for the merchant ships. And the plan is that this will now become a center hub for trading, allowing more focus locally on Lucia for the exportation of raw materials and production of goods.
Nice. All right. So are the merchants working with individuals from Lucia, or are they doing this basically just with the governor's
Well, they hinted that they had a lord that they're working for. So
already
Mastodon,
got an
yeah,
idea?
yeah. So Mastodon's basically prodding back. Can you we be a little bit more specific? And they're revealing that they're currently in a coalitionary um, setup with Simon Xavier Johanson III, as he is reinvigorating the Lucian mercantile house under his banner.
There you go. As is his right, since he did
Yeah.
get a big chunk of the planet.
Yeah, the thing is, though, they are a guild, which means that he does not own them. He is a business associate of the guild. So he can't like call upon them to do his bidding like anything else. It's like if you have a big investor, you're gonna listen to what they suggest, but ultimately you're still an individual business. You're not just gonna roll over and be like, oh, okay.
All right. Are we within standard Vox communication range, or is this all via telepath as we're heading into system?
This is Vox. At the moment, you have a telepathic link set up with Darius, with the governor, if you needed it.
Okay. All right. Matthias will actually make a note of this, thinking it might be smart to get in with these guys, so he's going to try to prod them, most likely in the next day or two, to see what their business ideas are and how House Atreidies could be of assistance with such endeavors. He does like seeing it when worlds are reestablishing such ventures, especially in a system that is, freshly out of the tumultuous warp storm, and now back up to full capacity, it seems. So,
yeah, they're definitely not wasting time.
Yep. So he will, with that Voxcom, he'll, yeah. Well, I won't write it up now because we're doing other stuff. But yeah, I'll definitely. Can I just get the charm roll out of the way to get them interested in talking with me?
You absolutely can. You can do a charm followed by a commerce roll.
Okay.
Every 2 points of charm will effectively give you a plus 10 for your charm roll.
Got you. Are these guys nobility?
Yes, they are.
All right, and they're nobles, so I have peer and etiquette with them. So do I get the plus 10 from etiquette?
Yes, you do.
All right. Ooh, well, here's the real question where I maybe scream myself over. Whose side were some of their compatriots on? Because they know what side I took in the war.
They were loyal to the governor.
Got you. Okay, all right. So no negatives out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I'm going to re-roll that because I am unsatisfied with that roll. You know what? Like candy. I'm just going to start.
You rolled a 91. Holy
I
shit.
know. I am going like candy with this friggin'.
This is going to be good.
This is going to be terrible. Wow. Jeez, my rolls are betraying me tonight. A 90 followed by an 82.
Yeah, Jesus.
All right, well, here goes the commerce with no additions.
Yeah.
1.1 degrees of success, not terrible.
Not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they are happy to. Basically, they're quite interested in what you have to say, so they will internally forward it over, and the guildmaster will likely be willing to have a meeting with you, in the coming few days.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm very pleased to hear it. Goodness. So now he's going to have to start drawing up plans with Master Tomulus and Portunus on that one.
That's all right. Leave that for Regis Portunus. They'll draw up, your standard contracts, followed with some deviations of ideas.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Just a quick question. Is the idea for them to also draw up the inspiration of you bringing in merchant families into your rogue trader family? or do you want to create a cabal?
So, explain to me in your mind how that works. So does that mean like we would make a place on our ships for the mercantile family, and they would run on behalf of our house our holdings, say on planets of moving goods?
So if you, let's say you set up for them to be basically brought into your rogue trader family, that means that you effectively buy them up, and their noble house becomes liquidated, like yours was, and is then reborn into House Atreidies as a sub-faction. So they would then hold their own banners, a little bit like, think Game of Thrones. The Starks are the wardens of the North, but they have sub-families who controls parts of the land. In your case, you will be the Stark who will then have bannermen that you can call upon. And
Okay.
you, as their High King, can give them tasks that they need to complete.
Gotcha. Okay. And so what's the difference with a cabal then? Basically, I'm an investor like Johansson.
Yeah. You become an investor like Johansson, or you create an equal seating where they are not bound by loyalties. Well, they're not bound by anything. Like, to you, they share same interest, invested in a thing where you assist them with certain things. They in turn have to give things back to you. So it's a give and take sort of thing. But it's a very exclusive trade where, if the house goes to war, it's then brought before the cabal and going like, we're now going to war. Here's our setup, and you basically call upon them to come to your aid like an ally. But
They
they
do
can
have the
turn it
right
down.
to abstain.
They do have the right to abstain. Whereas, the benefit of that is, of course, that you can then use you can use a cabal as a proxy if you have to go somewhere, but you're not supposed to be there.
Got you. Okay.
And equally so, you will then have access to there. Because if you liquidate a house, you burn a lot of bridges because their setup, their network, and all of that. They're gonna be like, well, why should we have loyalties to a house that we don't know shit about? So that's sort of gone. But with a cabal, you sort of retain it.
Yeah. As of right now, Matthias would probably, if they want to know that, they would be leaning more towards Cabal, just because, I don't know them that well in reality, but I do have some land on the planet, which, if it's, I think we have some land, right? I know we got some on Thalmius, I think.
Yeah, you have someone not Thalmius. You've got someone like
Sorry, yes.
Dor.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we have any here? I know we didn't get much comparatively to the other planet, but I think we did get like 1 or 2 profit factor from the war itself.
You did. That was in payments, but like you haven't been awarded land, but you have been awarded titles. So there is a small noble spire that has been dedicated to you.
Okay. All right.
So it's effectively just a mansion that's been handed over to you for you to stay at.
All right. He'll look into Cabal. I was thinking of leveraging the ability to have land, but he wouldn't want to burn something like a mansion if it would upset some nobility of the area and turn it into distribution center, because that'd be very unbecoming since it's on a spire. But yeah. Okay. I think Cabal will go Cabal right now.
Alrighty.
That's what we'll aim towards.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Think of ways to start leveraging some favors and whatnot here and there.
Alright. Well, with that out of the way, you are going to be moving significantly closer to Lucia at this stage. Some things would have passed, and you would be more or less by Lucia at this stage. Now, the governor has reached out. At this stage, Portunus effectively returns and advises you that the documentation of the war was not very good. A lot of things were done on the fly, and the logs are a mess. Unfortunately, at the time, Regis and Portunus had not perfected their setup of how they would be doing their logging of anything. So a lot of things are sort of like just in a huge heap, and then manually going through the transcripts.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Oh
they've
boy.
like their team is literally just going through and being like, okay, what date was the war? And then they're trying to find it out, and then they're just sorting it through. One team is literally just sorting through date wise. The other one's actually like skimming through, taking aside what they think could be right.
Okay. All right. Oof. Fun. Okay. That's not helpful. But in this time, on top of all this, they'd be doing as much as they can to help Father Xerxes prepare for the test that is to come.
Okay.
As whatever he needs or deems necessary from the research that's being done into how these trials work. I know it's very
Lord
what's the term?
Regis, Lord Regis requests land leave to assist with the trial.
Lord Regis with the trial.
He'd like to go to Lucia to gather up any evidence or strong cases he might be able to provide.
Do I have scrutiny? I do have scrutiny. Was this sent via message or in person?
It's something he's like slid in as a note amongst your many paperworks that you go through. You suddenly come across, leave request Regis. You can call him up or talk to him via intercom. It's easy for you to do that.
Yeah. With the request, is it just him, or is it also, of course, like a retinue of guards and whatnot, because he is a bridge noble?
He is requesting him to go with 5 of his house bodyguards that was absorbed along with his house.
Of course. Give me a moment to think on how Matthias would react to this, because this is a tidbit of tasty information.
While that's going on, Darius, do you have anything that you'd like to do?
Not really, because we're still sort of waiting to act later, basically.
Yep.
So I'd happily wait right now.
All right, fair enough. OX, anything your side? Otherwise, I'm assuming you're working on your own little pet project.
Pretty much I'm just going to be working on my projects and get to know the troops again.
All right, can you give me your final roll for your project? And if you pass by 3 or more degrees, you will finish it. It is with a plus 10 at the moment.
Okay, and that one, what am I rolling for?
Tech use. Of course, you get all the other benefits of your mechadendroids and whatnot. All right, so it's you've rolled a 90.
Can I re-roll that with that?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
There we go.
Yeah, you finish it in very good time.
Excellent. Thank you.
Awesome.
Am I available for anyone's request?
Yes, you are. You've actually freed up yourself quite a bit now.
I'm willing to take requests now. And wink.
Looking at you, Darkus.
Murder, talk to me.
Talk to me, fam.
I hear you need cloaks. and stuff. You might as well send Saxius the shopping list, and I'll roll. And he is bread.
He is the bread. All right. Matthias will agree to he will agree to letting Regis go down to the planet. He will have one of the like officers that's been, working with the Arcus and whatnot go with him. It'll be a stipulation that he goes with them to basically what's the best way to put it? To oversee that Regis is, treated fairly in this accord, as this is a delicate matter, and like,
Yeah.
he'll be rapidly briefed on, like all that, and he knows Regis is quite good at his job, but in the end of the day,
Make sure he doesn't do any bullshit.
well, I mean, kind of, sort of, but in reality, he's kind of like there to just document everything so that it can be all stated before, the stated before the court in the end of the day, and
Mhm.
and then it'll say, like, with the stipulation, if there's any documentation that he's, taking that you wish removed for, house discretionary reasons, please send it with a note with him to me afterwards.
Right, yeah, the soldier understands.
Yep. All right. And with that,
Right.
can I kind of work to help prepare the father, and kind of glean through what would be the best ways for him to start preparing, because I don't want to waste all these sweet +10s due to the divination that I get. So
Yes.
those were very. I didn't know that was a thing that could be done. That's very dirty. You just get
Mhm.
+10 for a certain amount of tests, and what was it in the end of the day? Like a month for the next month when dealing with the in-game quote unquote month when dealing
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
situation. I mean, technically, what
Yeah.
is it? It's technically just 10 tests in the end of the day, but it's like up to a month. Jeez.
Yes.
What kind of role would that be out the gate?
I would say, so like, are you preparing him legally or mentally?
All of the above. In the end of the day,
Okay. So,
he's trying to, like, really shore him up in this, because he seemed a little disheartened when we last talked, and also prepare him legally, like, hey, don't say anything, X, Y, or Z legally, like, what is it lawyers always tell people? My client is not admitting to anything, like the ridiculousness that is legal speak, but now we have to go with the ridiculous that is legal speak inside of a church-held court.
yep. So morally, you'll need to do like a charm or a command to sort of like instill this sort of like boosting him.
Okay. I'll
And
I'll choose a command in that, because it's like, it's not like me telling him what to do, but it's like me stoically telling him, like, the house has your back in this. I've seen the deeds that you do on behalf of the God Emperor and his empire. Like, you will make it through this.
yep.
At talk time. All right. You want me just to have a flat roll with the +10?
Yes.
Okay. I'm waiting. Ah, there we go. Finally, the rolls stop being trash.
That is wonderful. So Xerxes is going to have a +30 for his ability to remain stoic and stalwart in this coming trial.
Nice.
And as for your legal,
I'm
oh,
back. What did I miss?
Jesus.
I just gave a great pep talk to Father Xerxes.
Hell yeah. Oh, is Finley back yet?
No, sadly,
I'm
no.
afraid not.
I think he's going to be out for the night due to the technical difficulties.
Shit.
Yeah, it's been plus a tough week for him, so in the end of the day.
Fair. Get my nice warm jacket on here while I sit in my chair.
Right. So as that's going to be going on, OX, you're busy with your new project because you just don't seem to understand when to stop. You workaholic, and for your
For the week.
3. He rolled a 3.
So
There is work to be done.
Yeah.
okay, I just want you to know that I roll bomb as fuck on other people's shit.
It's because we're your friends and we have your back.
That's it, Allison.
Do a good job.
Adjustments need to be done.
Right. Tiny
Okay.
hands become
So-
involved.
OX, did you get the list I sent you while I was away from my computer?
This.
I should have. I think I DM'd it to you on Discord. It should have come through.
Discord, let's see.
Miracles of phone Discord.
In the meantime, for your legal setup, let's see here. I'm gonna have to ask for a scholastic law imperium, or any along those lines if you've got that.
Okay.
Which scholastic law?
Scholastic. I have Tactical Imperium. let me see. I have Common Law Imperium and Common Law Rogue Trader.
You can use common law imperium. You're gonna be suffering a minus 40
Oof.
and no bonuses from the library because this is this is a scholastic law orientated.
Got it.
I mean, it's like
No, I get it. It's literally what do they put it? Thousands of books are added yearly to the scholastic. To the laws of the empire, and so you have to think of you have to sift through all the laws that are kind of blurring the line between. Well, this wasn't actually like a church ruling, but the church influenced it, versus this one, which is actually church law, but it doesn't have any real effect on the Imperium. Gotcha. So you said a minus what?
minus 40.
All right. Is that including the plus 10 to any test made towards this?
The library can't really help you because
Oh no. For the divination.
the divination will give you a plus 10, so it becomes a minus 30.
Oh, here we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. I mean, you're in the library, Proturus is in the library with like his entire team, and like most of them are pulling out their hair. You don't get the impression that Proturus is having a lot of luck. Like he is really like you can see data slabs with Arbeits rulings. You can see the official imperial creed. Up a copy of Lucia up on a big stand for him to like shift through. Other like local rulings from judges, both Arbeits and lesser judges, and he seems to be trying to find a correlation, but he's like he's so sunk into this, like you can tell that he's not having breakthrough. He's basically ramming himself against this the way that Botunus does. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Recap is everywhere.
I'm thinking whether or not I want to use another fate point already. Damn it.
Right.
Can I
so
make another test on that in a moment? Because technically I totally forgot I have the skill Foresight. After spending 10 minutes to study a problem, get a plus 10 to the next intelligence test.
yeah.
Okay. He'll unless he's summoned by anyone, he'll sit there for a bit with Portunus and them, listening, reading, and trying to really focus. And you want me to just make that roll now?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you would mind.
Oh, here we go. All right. So it's been 10 minutes. I get another plus 10. So it's only a minus 20 now, guys. 10 out of 10.
Hey.
I can only hurt the cause, and then I just roll worse.
Oh. Oh no. Oh god. No.
At least it's less degrees of failure. Hashtag the rogue trader knows the law.
He is the law.
Right? The law is
Right.
the thing that we beat people with, right? No. That's a
Yeah.
mallet. Oh. What are we talking about?
The Emperor is not the law. I am the law.
Space
Is how I
that
can just...
man. Space that man. All right. Well, I'll subtract another.
At least that's how I see rolling a 100 it would be.
Oh God, right. Did you just commit heresy?
Well,
No.
on a very, very happy note, though, with the passing from OX, these camel cloaks and organ grinders that you wanted,
Yay.
yeah, so the camel cloaks are considered to be best quality. So not only are they light, they are incredibly good. Like, you
Nice.
have these things put on and they start walking into the shadows. You find that these cloaks are adjusting very neatly, almost like chameleon cloaks, to the darkness around them.
Oh, hell yeah.
They are fantastic. And the organ grinders, effectively, they do a +3 for the damage when you roll the 2d5s of pure damage.
I need to write
These-
this down. I need to write this down now.
There is a finite number of these bullets. You've got about 5 rounds of these. But when I say 5 rounds, it's technically just 500 rounds. Let's be honest, because OX does not do anything in small quantities. Just like him, he is a big man, and he has a big appetite.
He's a thick
God,
boy.
you that are becoming the symbol of Texas. God.
Those I will be keeping those specialized organ grinder rounds for personal use and for additional unit use if I deem it necessary.
So, like I typed up to you, is it okay if I have a small ceremony to Matthias and Fortunus of the blueprints of those 2 items because they react?
Portunus can enter the tent. He is so swamped. But yes, you can do to Matthias.
Okay.
So there's a small ceremony where OX basically bless and incorporate these blueprints into the machine. So OX, you can now write down best quality organ grinders +3 for damage.
Oh.
So
Patent pending, House Atreidies. Patent pending.
Yeah, no. I literally I hand it to you the blueprints, and I tell you, at first I tell you in binary that all of a sudden the how the machine spirit is proud to be a part of the cog workings of your ship, and that every time creation happens in your ship, it becomes something anew. And then I hand you 2 blueprints.
Matthias, as he receives them, he says, because he's slowly trying to read up on the Mechanicus's stuff and their beliefs. He's like, he would say, all knowledge is a gift from the Omnissiah, and when he deems it necessary for us to understand his infinite workings, we are truly blessed as he receives them.
Did you say that I do a puff of incense?
Wait, are we talking to Dr. Faust puff as in directly in my face, or just in the ambient air? Psst, right in my face. Thank you. You have been blessed. Walks away.
He's on the floor for about 10 minutes. I've already left.
Right.
God. Like I said, I give you a solemn bow, and then like I said, it will be added to your chronological library.
And he nods and thanks you.
Will they be only given to others if on your request?
He nods and says, I thank you.
And then I leave. And then I'm like, come, we have another ceremony.
Oh, to me?
Yeah, I'll sort of like,
Oh,
come,
yeah.
we have another thing to do.
Oh god,
we
is
have,
it the
I
Skitari?
have to introduce you to Kilobyte.
Oh god. Okay. Alright. I mean, Matthias is would probably welcome this after, like, you know, the first 2 hours of, hey look, we're in system, all these messages, hey look, all these people you really enjoy, yeah, they all want to talk to you. It's like, okay. And it's like, oh, by the way, let's go read law. He's been considering eating that new Archaeotech pistol he has for a minute now.
Captain, not to bring you down to a sour note, but we've got a message from Regis.
Excuse me
Says-
for a moment.
Yeah. Rax
Steps,
bolt gun.
steps behind the Vox curtain. You just hear like a loud bang.
Right.
Chamber. He's literally just shooting into the fan belt.
Yeah, and then there's the fucking curtain just catches on fire.
Yes, accurate.
Like, well, so much for job security.
Right. With that, is it Vox or is it telepathic?
I believe it's telepathic, sir.
Oh. Okay. He says, is it urgent or can it? Well, actually, usually telepathic stuff is right then and there, right?
Yes. He says he thinks he's found spies from the Ecclesiarch on the planet, and he wishes to inform you that he believes we have some issues set up, and he's also been informed that the bishop appears to be very keen to meet the Ecclesiarch who is to come, and that there looks like to be a lot of opposition. He's also decided, after all of that, which is a bit of a headache, to add in, the Ecclesiarch has been vying for some rather biased cases for preparing for the coming trial. The governor has spoken against them and it is rumored that the two are at odds.
They really, really want me to just give Thalmius the thumbs up to Servitor, the ecclesiarchy on this planet, aren't they?
Oh, good lord.
Seems so, sir.
I have a very choice people for your servitorship.
Funny 'cause I'm
Eat
right
some
next to you.
friggin'... Oh, God. You're like, yes?
Hey, look,
Yeah.
a lot of free crew that we don't have to feed or really do anything for. How about
God.
that?
Right.
I'm so interested to make kill.
That is very... Says this does not bode well for us in the moment. I will be back to the bridge to return his message within the hour. He'll say that because OX is very excited to have me meet with Kiloton, right?
Kilobyte.
Kilobyte. Okay. Kilobyte. Okay. That was Kiloton. Because that's
Kiloton?
even...
I thought it was kilogram.
Yeah, that's kilogram.
Oh,
That was
okay.
kilowatt.
Kill something.
Space all of these people, including me.
Right. So, you go to one of the Mechanicus designated areas.
I'm
Where we
definitely going to
have-
have the binary translator equipped. Which...
Yes.
And I would like to do the ceremony if we could real quick here
Go for it.
too, to give Omega and Septum their gifts and promote them.
Yes.
Go for it.
Gifts.
Go ahead and if you'd like to describe the scene, and I will try to.
Yep. So, as you are there, you've got, the various machines who are humming in symphony as this is all being set up. You have many of the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Tech Priest, and the Skitari standing by at one form or another of the salutes. You have cherubs flying around with spraying out holy oil incense, and there is a very enjoyable humming taking place as the bellowing of the ship seems to be approving of the situation that is about to take place. The lights are, the lights very much consisting of a lot of candles and dimmed screen lights as the area is being blessed with holy Logitech and calculations. And do you want to take it from here, or do you want me to continue?
You can go ahead and continue.
Alright.
I would like when we start handing them gifts and giving promotions. Also, I would like Iota next to me with this.
Yes, he is there standing proud, very happy. He makes a note that if he still had any form of human emotions, there may have been the time for a tear to roll down. Instead, what he prepares is holy ink to inscribe their titles upon their new, on the new documents. First, Omega is being called upon. As he steps up, he bows and takes the knee before you, says that he is ready to take up all responsibility, as well as all new tasks that will be granted upon him as an individual. He will welcome the challenges. He will embrace the new mission of the Omnissiah, and he looks forward to the upgrade of having holy zeal and hatred encoded into his very being, so that all enemies of the house, as well as the Mechanicus, will be seen as one, only to be destroyed without mercy, regret, or respite.
Nice. And then in binary and with the translator, all of a sudden I tell him that his holy coding now is because he is Omega, so he is the Omega Eye, the all-seeing. Because Omega is the sniper, right?
He is the one who is at the very front, the melee one.
He is the eye, and of this operation, so he will always be the eye of this, always watching, and that is inscribed in him in codings of ones and zeros. That I give him. What were the items? It was a cloak, too, and dampener.
Yes, so you gave him a struggle, dampeners for his movements. You're giving him a cloak. And I believe you're also basically giving him, or you've taken his holy weapon and you've inscribed in blessings of the Omnissiah upon it, so that when he wields it, it shall, cleanse the foe and, purify the corrupted technology.
Reunite you with your arm.
Nice.
And with that, he accepts his new things, and one of the servitor skulls flies down and plugs in a socket into the back of his head. And for all of the non-Mechanicus people there, I need you to roll a willpower check.
Oh,
and,
fire.
as you are now witnessing Omega scream out in horror for the first time.
Oh, great.
Do we get any bonuses because Preacher is there?
Yes.
Or
you get a ton of bonuses. Because
what do we get, buddy?
So, Radiant Field, plus 10 all willpower against fear and intimidation within 20 meters of me. As well as Iron Discipline. You can re-roll willpower if you can see or hear me.
Cool.
And so, my question to you, Saxius, is this considered a warp horror?
It's not considered a warp horror. I'm afraid not.
Okay, because I have Jaded, which makes me immune to non-warp horrors. No insanity or fear tests from mundane or Xenos things, but it does, of course, exclude demonic horrors.
Let's see if this one doesn't screw it up.
You get a plus 10, nerd. And a free reroll.
Hey, now I make it.
All right. You're fine then.
Of course,
yeah.
Darius easily makes it. The stat that makes me not die horribly. Willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Nice.
I'm back at the choir.
He's like, screams soothe me to sleep. Starts falling
That's
asleep.
that's just my burner choir member. He takes all the shit I should have to deal with for me.
God, right. What? Alright.
So, as you are realizing, effectively, this is the promotion of Omega. He is now. This is how the Skitari rise you up the ranks, where they force part of your brain to be destroyed and recreated. His mind is now being molded, reprogrammed, and it is clearly taking a toll upon him. But now, as he stands up, you notice a very different thing. Before, he would be standing as though he would be an animal ready to pounce at the immediate enemy that he would need to. But now a very cold and calculated glance is looked about him. He is no longer a frontliner. He is no longer a shock trooper. Omega has now ascended up to a commander. His ever-watching eye appears to calculate all possibilities, outcomes, exit plans, and strategic maneuvers needed to make his way through any given room and every centimeter.
Nice.
The Skitari has accepted their new commander and raised up their swords, hailing him.
Nice. Matthias, when he's like getting the upgrade, will make the sign of the cog. Which is, the Aquila is two basically open palms with the thumbs touching to make the twin-headed eagle.
Yep.
The sign of the
Yep.
cog technically is you interlock your fingers so it looks like two cog wheels making contact with thumbs raised upward. And I don't know why it's that bit, but from what I've read, that's the interpretation for meat bags to make the sign of the cog.
And the thing is, you're supposed to, as you do that, you're actually supposed to raise them up as you separate.
Oh, as you separate them? Oh, got it. As if the cogs are turning. Got it.
Yes.
Fire. All right. He will definitely do that. As he has already a lot of Mechanicus on his ship that he needs to be cool with.
Next up is Septon, who presents himself before you as well as presenting his weapon to you, offering it up for him to serve you better.
Gladly accepted for now.
Mhm.
And then I'm kind of doing a night ceremony for him, where
Yep.
I do the side to side for him. And so I just need to know one thing.
Mhm.
Dinosaurs, we do know about dinosaurs, right?
Yes.
Because I say in binary that his new title will be inscribed on him, that he is a leader of a squad of raptors. So he will be Septum Raptor, because he showed great prowess and magnificence against the enemies of chaos during what were we cataloging, Matthias, that incident on that ship?
Oh, you mean the exploratory ship?
Yes.
We're cataloging a lot of things.
But no, what will we catalog it as, the incident?
Say again?
You catalogued the Explorator event as the incident.
Yeah.
So what would the incident be called?
Oh, you mean like in a report?
Yes.
Oh, did we ever have a name for the ship, Saxius?
It was called the Holy Cognation.
All right, cool. The reclamation of reclamation. No, reclamation means what? To destroy and or to basically.
I think it's like reclaiming.
I'm trying to.
Reclamation.
Oh, yeah, I know. I want to make sure that it's not, because I forgot. There's like something called reclamation facilities and something that I watched, and they like ground things up. But yeah, the reclamation of the Holy Cog.
Okay. for the reclamation and purification of the holy cock. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I say.
Because we burned them off that ship.
And then, what did I give him?
So you are giving him a new set of eyes, as effectively you
Yes.
wanted him to be able to not only have incredible perception, you wanted him to have prey sight, you wanted him to be able to zoom in on his enemies and take pictures as a recon expert.
Yeah. With Omega. Yeah.
Yes.
I do that. I hand him
Wait, that one's
his
Septon.
new his new weapons that have been modified, and I tell him that both of your weapons are holy relics.
Yep.
And then I back up so that he can get jacked in.
Yeah. He gets jacked in. No need to roll this time. You all know what to expect. And screams are the same. Darius lolls off for a little snooze, and he stands back up. But this time, before, he's always been a little bit hunched over, but now he seems to sort of like move about as though someone who is always, moving from cover to cover to never be seen. And indeed, when he moves about, it actually looks like he is trying to hide within the crowd to just disappear from immediate sight.
Nice.
So he wishes to forever, from now on till his death, be a ghost in whatever environment he's placed in.
Ooh.
Witnesses, this is the only time in your entire. This is the end of us witnesses.
All right.
Yeah, then. Kilogram, isn't it? Or
Yeah, kill Ogram. As you call upon him, you hear the thunderous steps as a very large individual makes his way up the ramp.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
He walks up there. He takes his time as his weight, his heavy shoulders is weighing him down, and he calls out, "I shall be there momentarily, holy emissary of the machine spirit. I am afraid I have been given one ration too many, and my filtering system is slowing me down."
All the weight jokes are now coming to bear in my mind.
Oh no! He's so dummy thick.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
It is absolutely. Look at
Also,
that guy.
Also,
to
are we not?
give him acknowledgement since I'm almost as tough.
Yeah, the two of you are practically equals when it comes to it. He has to effectively step, one at a time at the steps to get up there. You can hear the creak and groan as the sheer tonnage of his body comes up there. And when he stands there, he goes, "My lord, as much as I wish to kneel, I'm afraid I can't get back up."
But may you stomp here, so you may make a footnote of your arrival to the ship, forever known here.
Mm-hmm.
He's so dummy thick.
Because I expect him to literally, if he stomps there, he'll leave an indent.
Oh yeah, you can see where his footprints are.
Yeah, like I said, if he stomps here, we will forever make a footnote of your arrival to the. Without, I wait for him to take a foot into the ground.
I do love the amount of guns he has on him, though. My god.
For those that know what that is, don't say anything.
Right?
Yeah.
But oh my god, Saxius, you mad lad, pulling that out.
Kilogram, we welcome you to be a part of the platoon.
Matthias, once he heard the steps. So, one quick question: would I have seen all of these new individuals on the ship, or would have it been the ceremony would
No.
be kind of
I would have kept them away. They would have been so I could process and make sure each of them was at a certain caliber before you would ever. This is pretty much their debut.
Gotcha. All right. Matthias's eyes are wide as he's never seen anything. I mean, you're big. I'm not gonna lie. OX is now the thick boy, but he's just never seen anything, at least at this scale before, and he's just like, wow, there you go. Like his pupils are large. He's like, all right. I mean, but he still has his gun, so he looks like an absolute just unit. But Matthias, sorry, I just had to interject that.
No,
he wouldn't have interrupted. He would not have interrupted, though.
You can actually say something to him because and all of a sudden I'm like, pretty much gesture, this is your Captain Matthias.
Matthias, yeah. Sorry, what'd you say?
Full title.
Yeah, Matthias Victorus Atreidies.
This is Captain Matthias Victorus Atreidies.
Yeah.
All right. With that, Matthias will step forward and drink in the full weight of the character that stands before him. The girth of potential. And he'll be like, we are honored to have someone as his armor looks like old tech, right? Like, in the end of the day, we've seen some old tech, and now he is old tech.
I mean, I believe you've worked with Space Marines before as a naval officer, so you see the resemblance between the two.
All right. Matthias say, like, it is an honor to meet a... would unit be the... I want to say unit because he's an absolute unit. Would unit be a proper term for the Mechanicus?
Yeah, they definitely would be.
There you go. A unit as hallowed and of the Omnitech's original design as yourself. And he'll bow and make the sign of the cog.
He sort of like nods a little bit forward and then straightens himself back up.
Yup. Matthias understands. The amount of calories I had to expend for the few organic parts left in my body reached 13,000 at that bow. My God. Then Matthias will step back and nod to you, OX, that he understands that you have a ceremony to proceed with, but it was a very nice meeting. Matthias has a little bit of a grin. He's like, wow. That's a big boy. That's awesome. Boy. I love that picture, by the way. I love that old picture. I love how they're just withering the fire. They just don't care.
Those shoulders can support hive cities.
Damn right.
So, Kilogram then states, as requested and or indeed ordered by the Titanicus Legionaris, it is hereby my sworn duty to stand my ground, to dig my feet in, and to be the wall against the waves of traitors, heretics, and sinners or otherwise, to be the one who break not only their back but indeed their will from ever getting near whatever holy individual or item that you, and he sort of like looks over towards the rogue trader, or yourself deem must be protected. I come with me 15 of my kind, equally armed and prepared, armed with the holy, what do they call again? The shields that you have, Matthias?
The one I technically have is a refractor field, but it's not nearly as cool as theirs.
Yeah. Armed with holy refractor shields, we are prepared to weather all attacks, and we have been modified so that should we need to, our arms may be removed for more appropriate gear of the house.
Oh my god. Imagine if we stick onto them a rotary cannon filled with these new blessed organ grinder rounds.
Mhm.
Sorry, my
Anyways,
cogs are spinning. I'm sorry.
No, definitely like the coils in my back light up, and then all of a sudden I shoot a thing of incense and like around him.
There is a union of beep coming from the mechanicals.
Would they like oil margaritas?
Oh
Oil
god.
margaritas are already being served at this stage.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I would partake, but my body could not take.
Oh.
And Mechanicus drink really heavy shit, so yeah,
Mhm.
this is kind of like, hey, welcome to the party. This is a Mechanicus party.
And back. Sorry, had to just settle the dispute on the phone.
Understandable.
Welcome back. You are currently bearing witness to the glory that is Kill O'Graham.
I
We
see.
got some thick ass boys,
Yeah,
boy.
he's a thick boy.
He's
I
thick
think we-
with 3 C's.
I wait. I pretty much wait for Iota to say his final words before we finalize everything.
Yep. Iota, in the name of the Legionaris Titanicus, or the Titanicus Legion, effectively declares that the current formation of the Skitari will be marked down as the Atreides First Regiment of First Skitari Regiment until the reclamation of a knight or a titan can be served. Their current designation will be under this house, under the current mission of the Adeptus Mechanicus. All architect and items of value are to be found, protected, and reclaimed. And as of such, they basically they raise up banners of the Skitari. As you would expect, it is all red with the machine spirit and the cog
With
attached
the
to it.
eye in the middle.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
A giant eye. Surprise, motherfucker.
Right. Inquisitor just smashes through Kilogram's armor. He's like, it was I, the Spanish Inquisitor, all along.
And at the bottom of these banners are the Atreides colors, showing that they are Mechanicus under, who are in coalition with the House Atreides.
Nice. Matthias fully understands. As the Mechanicus are like, no, we're our own faction here, but yeah, we cool right now.
Mhm.
That's all I
And
could
then-
ever ask for.
With that,
Yes. Thank you, Xerxes.
anytime. All right. Any other things? Anything else from anyone? Otherwise, I will be moving along.
I had a thing to do after the ceremony.
Yep.
I wanted to just do a quick Tactica Imperialis roll based on our time here before.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know ahead of time where this meeting will be held?
You do not.
Okay. I would like to, with a scan from the ship,
Mhm.
based on our time here before and where we've been before, and also based on help from Portunus, if he happens to have schematics. I know we discussed it before. I can't remember though if he did or did not successfully pull up schematics for the area. And this is back when we were on the Forge World and we were helping settle the war dispute.
Right. So you're looking for like the schematics of what, like the hive spies, or
Yes. The
So-
idea was if we can pull those up, we can extrapolate possible places that would have to be large and for a meeting like this.
right? So you have the schematics of the hive spire down here by the actual wall. You do not have, if they move it to like over here to these hive spires, you have nothing.
Copy. Okay. So,
So-
based on the ones we know, can we do a roll just to find out what would be vital then?
Yes, you can. You can do it for the one down here.
Okay. And let's see here, Scholastic Lore, Tattoo House. Any modifiers because of
Plus, you'll get a plus 20.
plus 20. Okay. Cool. Yeehaw.
All is good. You
Nice.
can, from your knowledge of the what's it called of the war, you effectively look around and go like, okay, there's several places on the southern, what's it called, hive spire that you look at and you go like, these would be technically viable with both air, with people coming down from the air. The fact that this one doesn't actually have anti-void cannons attached to them is a nice thing.
Okay. Are there
So-
are there spots on the spire to potentially be used as basically just kind of like alcoves to set up people at, or no?
Oh yeah, I mean there's plenty of that all over all of the other hives.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure because when you said spire, I wasn't sure if it was literally just a giant tower that's kind of like not devoid of ornamentation, but it's kind of like just, man, this would really suck if you aren't Spider-Man or Mechanicus. That's what I'm saying.
It's gothic, so there is a shit ton of things there. There's gargoyle.
Okay, cool. So it is climbable, and you can actually do shit there. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yes, you can have snipers there. I know what you mean.
Yes, the sniper for the red baron.
Snipers are just if the
Right.
ecclesiarchy is short-staffed and needs people to provide security because there's perhaps just higher members there that would feel at ease if they were under security. Just a thought.
The Red Baron.
The Red Baron is also there, so I don't think it's necessary, but
Right.
always helps to do anything to help put our Imperial comrades at ease.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna probably see that from a mile away, but it is well met. Very good. All right. Okay. All right. Well, after we wrap that up, I'm definitely going to Matthias is definitely going to go and have that conversation with Regis.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you're calling him back from the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Calling him. Sorry. Right, because he wanted to just talk. He brought up some points that were concerning.
Yeah. Well, you could do that via Darius, as he basically can create a connection.
Yep.
Because I take it you don't want to do it over Vox channels.
Nope, because those things are monitored.
Ooh.
Moves channels.
No, we can do this here. I assume that there shouldn't be anything. You want to
Spicy.
do anything. No, I
Anything
don't see
super
so.
spicy. Yeah, not in my mind.
Yeah, well, Darius, you've got my latest message, haven't you?
Yes, but considering the captain's talking to him directly, I'm sure that would just be passed on anyway by.
Nah.
Regis himself.
I want you to pretend like you've been hijacked. I'm just kidding.
Do you want me? I can put this entire, area in darkness, and then you can have essentially a Skype call with him if you really want
God.
that.
Can you imagine how
Insert
great that'd be?
Hello, it's
part
not
5 meme.
It's not Skype, it's Discord. We've evolved from such garbage matters of technology.
Yeah, but you get like the video camera, you can actually see him and wave at him.
We have that with Discord too.
And as you say that, you just hear Iota screaming in the background as the lights go out again. You just hear, "Son of a bitch!"
I think at that stage you're just going to hear the very disturbing sound of a plasma gun charging up.
Concern. He's like,
That
"I'm
is
gonna
one
shoot
angry
whoever's
boy.
doing this. I'm gonna shoot whoever did this."
Okay.
All right. Oh my
Right.
god. Oh boy.
Oh, I have a DM who has slid into my DMs.
All right. So, Regis, as you make contact with him, advises you that the latest information he's been able to acquire is that he thinks he has made contact with someone who would be able to reveal where this trial is planned. However, they are asking for payment of one form or another. So he wants to know whether he can proceed with that.
Mm-hmm. Is that normally legal? Like, I mean, House Atreidies just bequeathing people with, money.
Bribes? How dare you?
Right? Exactly. It's not a bribe. I'm just, I wish to support the planet as it rebuilds from the previous, the what's it called? The previous civil war that happened. Many were affected by this deeply trying time. Which is exactly how he'll word it.
I mean, there's no reason for it to be illegal, so to speak.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, it could be very, suspicious for anyone that might look too close at it.
Gotcha. He asks, what form are they asking for payment in this matter?
At the moment, they are effectively asking for payment in terms of money.
Like throne guilt, okay.
That literally just throne guilt, yeah. So it's nothing that is impacting for your finances, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like this would be nothing.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. Sorry, I'm rolling it in my head. Let me think. What would Matthias actually want to do in the matter? He asks what the person's station is.
Regis advises you that he is a clergyman who is fallen out of favor of the bishop.
I have a quick out of character question.
Yeah?
Did Simon Johanson ever arrive?
He has not arrived yet.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Thanks for reminding me.
I'm just trying to get the whole picture.
He wants payment. All right. Yeah. Matthias will do it. Yeah, he doesn't mind. He's like, donations to the planet is what will be wrote off tax-wise.
He will make sure that it is done in a very, tasteful method to avoid any big questions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, he advises you that after a little bit, once he returns up to the ship, the meeting is going to be taking place on Lucia Primus, the primary one, but they want to have it. They want to have it take place within not the cathedral. As a matter of fact, the ecclesiarch is going to be staging a fake trial in one of the big cathedrals. They want this to take place in the catacombs.
Mm-hmm. Who, okay. In the catacombs. Well, let's get some... Did we pull up any good scans of said catacombs on our original auger arrays?
You did not.
Ah, of course. Alright. I mean, that's just information. It's not like I can change it. In matters like this, is the official usually the person who chooses where the meeting happens?
Officially, it's supposed to be taking place in a, in either a courtroom or, in a designated area for the ecclesiarch to do this. This is very, like, from everything you've read so far, this is immediately moving towards the backdoor kangaroo court.
Ah. Okay. Well, that's always good. Is there a way for us to basically, when they go to meet us here, they'll be like, that is not a verified and codified courtroom. This is quite out of the ordinary. Like, do we have grounds for such a thing?
You think you can pull something off because they're going to need you to go to a place, and then they need you to go to another place, and then they need you to actually enter into the area of the catacombs, which will be effectively at that point. Yeah, like it will at that point it would be very immediate, but you would realize this very late, so you wouldn't be able to make a case for it.
Understood. All right. Cool. Since it's Kangaroo Court, definitely gonna be bringing some troops. It's gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
So-
and easily arguable is, I mean, the planet was recently retaken from the portions of the planet had separatists on it, and I am not sure that those separatists are fully cleansed. Therefore, we must, of course, we sided with the governor. We must be protected at any point in time against such uprisings again. Very arguable.
Mhm.
All right.
Agreed. I will. Do we have an exact spot on where the catacombs might be, or is it just?
Yeah. No, you do. Regis has been thorough. He's got the coordinates and the rough area. He does warn you that since you're going to be, well, you've got very powerful scanners, but he warns you that scanning the hive might be suspicious, given that you really have to burrow your way through the hive's concrete structures.
Yeah.
But he would very much like to talk to Captain Holt now, if that's at all possible, or bring Captain Holt into this conversation.
Sure.
Oh. Okay.
My only plan was pretty much to get men set up in a I wouldn't say concealed positions, but in like discreet positions for where we would be going that way in case we can keep things monitored.
Mm-hmm.
And then keep the rest of everyone else on standby. And then keep my personal guard of five men with the newer camo cloaks.
I would triple that number just because it's 40K.
True. That's also fair. But I would also like to give those. I'd like to give. Oh, now Steven's here. I can tell him because he's not muted. Camo cloak for Tomless, Finley, myself, Preacher, and Holt. So that's 5 of the best quality ones that are now in our personal possession.
Mm-hmm.
As a gift. If you guys choose to use it, that is up to you. But just so you know, it does. Preacher knows, but plus 20 to hide. They also have a minor EMP effect, so they dim a lot of lights wherever you're at. Best not to turn those on until needed. But they also look rather nice. Yeah. And other than that, I'm gonna add 10 more Elysians into the guard with camo cloaks, and yeah, that'll be the. They'll all have the. Pull up the gear list, make sure we have enough. They would all have like power swords for close combat, and then they'd have their suppressed auto guns for proper like close quarters combat. So it's not stupid unwieldy, but they're still effective at close range, and they wouldn't give themselves away if they had to fire.
Mm-hmm.
So Matthias will talk to you saying, we may not have the option of placing our men there as if they are smart enough to go there, which these individuals are most likely very good at their job. They will go there immediately with a reconnaissance force that will scan the area in its entirety.
Correct. The idea was once we make our approach, it is after that they would take up positions.
Understood, but we don't want to play our hand and let them know that we believe this will escalate to violence. Even though they most likely know it's coming, it's better to not admittedly show that we wish for violence.
Correct, but it not also prudent to have a rogue trader's remaining escort stay behind in case they need to be extracted from any of their enemies?
We will definitely have troops with us.
Yes.
Anyway, at this stage, Regis would very much like to address to Captain Holt.
Yep, sorry.
So, for you, Captain Holt, Regis is basically providing out some blueprints of the various parts of this spire. He'd like to know, are your flying skills truly as impressive as the officers make them out to be?
Uh-oh.
I look at him dead in the eyes, like dead serious in the eyes.
Mm-hmm. Because if they are, I believe that there may be certain runways which will bring you very close to these catacombs with your ships, although there would be very tight snoozes for your fighter jets. If it would ever come to need that. Otherwise, it should be a minor feat if you live up to your reputation in order for you to bring down troops unnoticed by any scanners of the various ships and hives. Who knows? If you are that good, you might even be able to tell when the ecclesiastical members are making their move towards the place.
Amen.
The Red Baron's like, I like
in.
the way you think. Right? Exactly. You son of a bitch, I'm in. Ugh. I do like I'm already foreseeing it in my head as like their reinforcements to like flex show up right as our reinforcements disembark from troop transports, and they're just like, hey, and it's like, we encountered your men inside these catacombs. Oh yeah, they were just patrolling. Weird that you had people patrolling too, right? That's so weird. I don't think they would take that kindly.
How bizarre that only one patrol came out.
I know, it's almost as if you were expecting to catch us by surprise, but you wouldn't do that. This is a fair trial, right?
Exactly.
He's just like, type some notes, you pieces of shit. Alright, so now that we have this information, while Matthias is sitting there, can he make a tactical imperialis roll, starting to piece everything together, the big picture?
Sure.
Actually, he'll study it before he makes that, before he starts drawing some conclusions, so that he gets a +10 to it.
Yes, you can.
Awesome. All right, so +10 from the ability foresight, and then can I also use one of the +10s due to divination?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Sweet. What's starting to piece together here?
So, when it comes to all of this, you're looking at it and you're thinking, right, this is what you think is going to be not just a kangaroo court, but they don't even want people to see what is really happening. They're putting on a diversion, probably over something else. And then they're going to have a very quiet courtroom set elsewhere. And given that they've already been setting up for these things, you think that whoever is going to be the judge of this is not going to be a fair person. You think that this, well, effectively, this is going to be a setup, so to speak, against Xerxes. And that, well, effectively, they are going to try and put you in an area where you will be pinned, and numbers is going to mean very little.
Oh.
Like,
No.
I'm just
like-
chuckling because I'm like, didn't you say that some of the newly acquired heavy assault Scutari that we got have teleporters?
that is one of the exchange items that they can put in.
Delicious. And suddenly, Scutari.
But why is it raining blood underground?
Oh god, right. Jesus. Well, actually it'd be metal parts if they teleported badly. Why are there
By
nuts and
badly,
bolts
you mean
raiding everyone?
inside the enemy.
Right, oh god. Oh my. I don't even want to think about how horrible that would look like.
It'd be pretty bad.
Well, here's the best part, right? The Scutari bit that teleported into the basically the Sister of Battle bit. Yeah. Was that part organic on him, or was that just mechanical? That was mechanical. So technically he can still walk with his new leg that's a Sister of Battle that's dead. Yes. Fire. Alright, if we will continue the assault. Bonuses to being a robot. I actually didn't need the majority of the stuff in that leg. I just needed the servos that make it walk. Okay, well this is of course exactly how I thought this was going to pan out. Well, fire. Okay, cool. The catacombs, is that from what he's told us, is that specifically ecclesiarchy ground?
Yes. Because they oversee the cemeteries.
Got you. I'm trying to think of a good way to make it so that that entire catacomb is like having like a massive like dig up searching for like remains of like an investigation by the Arbites, so it just makes it a clusterfuck. So but that's, you said that's ecclesiarchy ground, which means even if the Arbites wanted in there, there'd be a mountain of paperwork having to be submitted for them to be able to do that, right?
Let me get that right. So you wanted
I'm
that
just
paperwork?
Matthias is just spooling through his head the idea of, well, if it's a cemetery, technically a few things can be put in place there, right? Like,
Easily,
yeah, like that's his idea is to make it so that there's so many people there. Like, say, he has a couple people he hires on the planet to look through old Day of the Dead kind of rites going on the planet, so that you have like 5 or 6 noble households just celebrating, like, hey, did you know that there's actually a Day of the Dead for your great honored relatives that you can actually televise and get people involved in? It's basically going to be a big noble party. It's like, does the ecclesiarchy actually want to have a trial in the midst of nobles? I'm just trying to think outside the box here. Matthias is trying to understand, like, we really don't want to have that trial there. That's what he's really picking up from this.
Are you gonna make moves or openly declare that you know this?
Oh, you mean the idea of that?
Well, yeah, like, if you want to push back about where this is going to be, are you gonna make it known?
Yes, I see. Sorry, I was just rolling around these ideas in my head.
That's fine. I'm just saying that, like, for you to actually change the location, you still need to either get someone to say it, or you need to openly say it yourselves.
Yep, understood. Since Matthias knows it's a bad spot, what he'll start to do is he will oh, that's great. He'll start to inquire with through the official ecclesiarchy channels of, yes, I've House Atreidies has arrived transporting individual who's here for a trial. We need to know the location so we can properly prepare all of our documentation and individuals that we're going to be bringing with us.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to see what their response is.
All right, so you are, so you're gonna effectively advise what, the ecclesiarch or the governor, that you're bringing down troops or people?
Well, it's gonna, like, I mean, technically, Matthias wouldn't have gone through a official, I think, ecclesiarch trial or seen one. So he's going to kind of play dumb. He's going to be like, what courthouse upon the planet is this going to be, taking place to the governor? And if the governor's like, you're going to have to talk to the ecclesiarch, he hasn't told me, I'll be like, so what courthouse is this going to be at? And I can start rolling some
when you contact the governor basically informs you that he is currently in dispute for where they should be taking place, because he doesn't agree with the current setup. He advises you that they want you to take place in a small chapel. And he gives the location, which is on top of where the catacombs will be.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
How much paperwork? He asked Portunus. Portunus, how much paperwork can you? All the things that we brought up, all the laws we're going to be citing. How much paperwork is that? Like in pounds?
For changing it around.
A 3. Oh my
Yes.
god. No. How much paperwork physically taking place is there going to be that we are going to have to submit? I mean, even if it's just data slates that we're giving them, how many? Basically, what I'm going to make the argument of is your chapel is not large enough for the amount of paperwork I'm bringing to this trial. That is
You just hit
huh?
You hit tap, and then he shows you a picture of your cargo bay.
Good. All right. With that, Matthias is going to start prepping in his mind the argument he's going to be making. So I'm going to be studying the situation, quote unquote, to then, since the governor is in dispute, really. So in dispute, is that saying that basically he's saying we need to have it here, and then the guy's saying no, we need to have it here? Like, it's basically just an argument in the end of the day.
It is effectively an argument at the end of the day, but he is actually, the governor is invoking his right as the governor. And given that you are a citizen under his command, he's arguing that you should be giving a trial under the under the guise of the Atreidies, where they present their case, which they are not accepting. Because it's not you that they're putting on trial, it's your subject who is not under the governor. So that's the twist that's going backwards and forwards.
Got you.
So
okay. So they're saying
he's
we're putting
arguing
him on
that-
trial. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we're not putting the rogue trader, it's the one below him who's not your subject, which the governor is retaliating, but any subject of my subjects are mine.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, he says, he goes, let me, he's like, I appreciate what you're going through and continue the good fight. I think I may have some ideas up my sleeve here. And he'll call the person that is, he'll get the number from the governor of the person who is currently arguing with the governor, i.e. the legal aid or whoever is basically trying to argue with them. And he will ring him up via Vox.
Which sounds good.
All right. When Matthias makes contact, he'll be like, greetings, I am Matthias Victress Atreides of the Rogue Trader House Atreidies. And we are here to on behalf of one of my clientele and one of my house members, Father Xerxes III. I've heard there is a inability to come to terms as of right now on the grounds in which we will be taking place for this trial. And I'm just wondering, the governor says he wishes to take place in a court, and you have, he was very vaporous on the details, you know how most nobles are. Where were you saying you wanted this to take place? And this is like direct comms with this individual, so
Yeah.
I'm also wondering, is he just passing this up the chain at this point? Because he's like, I'm a legal aid, man. I don't even know what's going on.
The legal aid effectively says no, they're taking place at, I think it's the same coordinates, the low chapel.
That we've had before. And he goes,
Yeah. He advises you that due to the nature of what is supposed to be taking place, they have to stage a fake trial to keep any ill-intended individuals or any overly zealous individuals from co-opting and potentially harming your subjects. Therefore,
Overzealous individuals in the ecclesiarchy, huh?
no, they are not responsible for the purity of every individual, and some people take the interpretations of the text too far in their viewpoint.
Matthias nods with that. He says, I do have a concern, though. Once my legal team has arrived with the evidence, of course, what's the term for when you not abstain? It's when you clear your client of information of all charges. What is it called? I think it starts with an A.
Acquittal.
You acquit?
Is that when where he's been cleared of charges, like it's come out that he's innocent?
Yeah,
okay.
acquittal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pending the information I'm bringing to acquit my my good father of these charges, I don't believe there will be room for our retinue to attend. Also, I think the structural stability of the building may come into question. We have a lot of evidence on our side. Do you think that there could be some form of can I make a start throwing out some numbers, and I could do charm, whatnot, because of course Matthias knows how to wine and dine nobles. Ecclesiarchy, nobles, high authority, nobility in general.
Ecclesiarch etiquette, and I'll give you a +10 for you to charm him up.
Okay. Alright, so etiquette's +10, and you said ecclesiarch for peer?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so is that a +10 in general just because he is technically against us, or is that a
+20? No, he's legal aid.
Gotcha.
End of the day, you.
Got it. Alright.
Alright, so when you are talking to him about this, you are effectively finding that, that he's agreeing that there's not going to be a lot of space, which is why, in terms of manpower, it would probably be best that, they're either parked outside or you get very specific people to be there for security reasons. It has been promised by local law enforcement that the area will be cleared and secured. And to top it all off, there will also be what's called experienced combatants to protect all people within the house or within the chapel to ensure no disruptions. But they understand this, but he can escalate it up if you would like to have this disputed officially.
Matthias will make one counterpoint before moving to that. He goes, I am honored that you would do, individuals involved would do such a thing for the house. My concern is, one of my retinue is, of course, Mechanicus in nature, so his trust lies fully upon the Mechanicus themselves, and he is a very heavily upgraded individual. Emphasis on the heavy. Also, in such matter, the planet has already had one rebellion. And my men not only took part in the quelling of that, but the retaking of certain grounds. And so, one, I believe it would be best to have the ones who have eyes for what to look for, and two, individuals that have been seen before and so they know they are not to be trifled with, accompanying me and my men. And so you can understand also with the amount of Mechanicus artifacts that are within my retinue, they wish to escalate the amount of protection that they bring with them. You know how fickle the Mechanicus can be on such grounds, and it is very hard to argue with individuals who have a good amount of autonomy inside of the Empire.
I'm afraid I actually do not understand this, but I will definitely escalate it.
All right. He can be like, there's Mechanicus involved. I want the guy to start sweating like, shit. Mechanicus? No one said they were involved.
Yeah, it seems to have thrown a bit of a curveball as they're now going, do we need to get the Magus Factorium involved in this?
Oh, please do. Let him talk to his buddy on Thalmius to find out how much House Atreidies has done for the Mechanicus.
He is advising you that this will be escalated up. They will get back to you within the next few days, but the trial has been set, so any last-minute changes will have to be done by the judge and the system.
Yes, and he's like, yes, I understand. I hope. Give him my direct contact information as it is necessary.
Oh yeah, he will do that. That will be off.
Now I'm thinking about trying to push the edge of the Mechanicus in this, because I don't think the Ecclesiarch has any grounds to argue with the Mechanicus.
Does anyone else want to do anything? Otherwise, I'd like to ask for a few quick flying rolls from the Red Baron, as he is going to be doing some scouting, I'm assuming, to make sure he can get in and out.
Cloak.
Spell activated.
Is it possible to? I would go to the rogue trader and ask, would you like to have us put boots on the ground for an extended period of time? We have the means. We have a way for the Red Baron to drop us in under cloak. We have the camo cloaks for it. But would you rather we stay here, or would you like me to delegate to Hakon while I go down for a better look and make sure nothing foul is afoot? What say you, Matthias?
Oh, sorry. I was reading something. What was that?
Mother.
I know. I'm sorry, man. There was a lengthy thing that I had not read in a minute.
Okay. We have the means and technology. Would you like myself and some Elysians to go down with camo cloaks under the cover of night and do forward reconnaissance? We can have the Red Baron drop us in under his cloak as well. We can take grav shoots in and then perform an extended reconnaissance op from there, or would you rather us stay here instead of delegating any other combat operations to Hakon?
He says, give me a moment. And you said Portunus is very busy right now, right?
Am I around when this conversation's going on?
Sexiest.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are around, and yes, Portunus is busy because he's trying to find legal loopholes and.
Yep, got it. He's working his magic. He does get a message from Matthias saying, "Continue the good work. You are truly a boon to the house in such matters."
Well, as you're saying this, you hear like small, quick legs scuttling up through the corridors. The humming of servo skulls flying behind him as they are rapidly trying to pick up all of the paperwork, scrolls, and data slates that are literally falling out of the man's arms as he bursts into your private room. So going, "I found it!" And he just splatters all these papers across the table, just going, "Look, right here." And he just immediately starts formulating things up, and it looks, I mean, you've seen madness before, But bureaucratic madness is something you've never come across, as Portunus has highlighted in yellow and red, and the way he is lining out these papers, you can actually see a pattern as he's been drawing across them all. And
I'm waiting for the line of like, it all started 400 years ago when they didn't pay their taxes on the land.
He turns around and goes with, he starts it all out with, they are using a false precedent to set this for, and that's how we're getting them. And here is how. And he goes into the whole setup with what they are doing is in direct violation of imperial law. And that by effectively calling in a high-ranked judge of the Arbeits, or you will need someone of the Adeptus Administratum who will basically confirm the law-making. And from the text that Portunus has been able to find, what they are going to be relying on is a law that was in dispute for about 1,373 years between the two matters, until it was actually settled by one of the segmentum command higher-ups, and the president was then set. But it was a big thing at the time. However, over time, it's been diluted down as the ecclesiarch has been drowning it out by having false interpretations of the event set out.
And since we're on a fringe world, they're able to flex harder.
Yes, that is the downside. But he's basically looking at you and going, there are a few outcomes that can happen from this. He points out, and this is all down to like how the courts are going to go and whether the judge is going to be lenient and whatnot. But like, you actually have like a hard ground case here, and here's where it's going to get really hard. He has been working with Regis, and Regis has been trying to get hold of a judge, like an actual sectorial judge.
Wait, you mean as in Arbeit judge? As in
Arbeit judge.
Oh boy.
And they are not readily available. So he would need you or one of the higher ups to actually make that call to influence that. You will need to present these cases, or you would have to get Regis or whoever needs to present these cases, and you would have to call upon your warrant of trade, as it states. Has Portunus ever been debriefed about your warrant?
I mean, he would have definitely been instructed on. I don't think, like, if you're asking, he'd be physically shown it. It's only been physically shown to one person. No, he would have definitely been debriefed on how very lenient the warrant of trade is with
that's
how much it eats power out.
Exactly. As long as he has a rough idea, like he basically
he's like my legal expert. Him and Tomless are the legal experts. They would definitely know.
Okay, so he points out that the clause of, by imperial standards, the Yangard sector has not been declared reclaimed.
Oh my! See, that's what I was. No. That's where I'm sitting there going, is this technically imperial space, or are we technically not in imperial space? All the cards are now on our court.
Roll initiative.
Roll Inquisitor. I mean, basically the powers of an Inquisitor. Roll.
The Ecclesiarchy has no power.
Yeah. Ding dong, the Ecclesiarch is wrong.
I love democracy.
Exactly. This
all right. And now, Matthias will, okay, so can I make a scrutiny check on Portunus and how little sleep he's gotten over the last 2 days?
Yes. Plus 20.
Plus 20. I don't think I technically have to put the plus, but oh wow, I rolled a 20 and I needed a 63. Why did that roll so weird?
question.
I have it trained. 43. Yeah, 63. Oh god.
Did the music just change? I swear to God,
No,
No.
No, it didn't change.
it's been in for a minute 50. I just never heard it until like that higher pitch thing came in.
Weird. I've been hearing it since you started it.
Maybe it just could. No,
it's
It's your hearing loss. It's your hearing loss.
No, I had turned
Dabs.
down to a certain point. It's fine. It's good now.
It was slowly killing me with just fire in his bear form.
so yeah. So that's what Portunus is sort of bringing out, and he's also pointing out, if you call upon the judge, and it's being oh boy, right, Darius, you can go ahead and do that.
So can I actually start reading into some of the laws here? I know my Matthias does not know very well about laws. But he at least has a decent intelligence, and since it's lined out, he would just be trying to understand, like, okay, and he's also trying to, the little info you gave me about Portunus at the moment, he definitely wants to fact check a little bit of it.
Go for it.
What have you invoked?
Don't worry about me just yet. Don't worry about me just yet.
I was about to say, imagine this in a British voice. Don't worry about it. Almost word for word, dabs.
Okay.
Well, you see, when a Styker does invocation,
Winning happens if you have faith. Looks at you. Pilkington looks at you.
listen. If you're gonna tell me to have faith, you better do it in a Dutch Vanderlyn voice. Have some goddamn faith, Arthur.
Oh God, right. Oh, that's such a good. Wow. When you have a character who's made to do something very well, you normally do that thing very well.
I may have a card up my sleeve,
A tarot
and we
card?
might just have to. Well, this is what I was kind of using it for.
Slanesh likes this. Can you imagine? You all see this in the corner of your vision. What?
Go on.
Sorry.
So,
Go on.
by the laws, we need a judge. That judge doesn't actually have to be an arbitrator, right? And until that judge appears, the case is on hold.
Oh yeah, I was thinking. Oh, I think we're thinking the same thing. Continue.
And it doesn't have. It has to be with someone with great authority, right? And it has to be someone that's technically ecclesiarchy in some way as well, that they'd agree to, obviously. So I went and just got a specific name.
Well, are you gonna? Okay. All right.
That name is Ulrich the Slayer.
I mean, this name entices me out of character.
Ulrich the Slayer is a Space Wolf High Priest. So that makes him a chaplain of the Space Wolves. And obviously the Space Wolves don't really like the ecclesiarchy. And this guy's an old gruff bastard.
All the cards are falling into place.
And with my choir, I should easily be able to jump across entire systems of messaging.
Oh, gee. We'll see how he receives that, though, when it's just like, by the way, I'm a rogue trader's guy. And he's like, what? I was drinking. What are you interrupting me for?
So, we don't even have to have the court case, because until Ulrich the Slayer gets here, well, they can't do shit.
Can I make an intelligence roll to make sure that all this makes sense in law? Especially with what Portunus lined out?
Yes, you can.
Alright, any modifiers from Portunus, who is currently tweaking? You're like, that's a negative 30.
Oh, but Tunis is out at this stage. Regis will give you a +10.
Alright.
Because Regis approves of this dirty, underhanded movement.
There's a reason why at times Regis is very good to have on your side. You just make sure he's paid well.
That's legally you've got them bent over a table.
Gotcha. All right. Well. Oh, sorry. Let's Matthias will look over this. He'll summon some aides if Portunus is like falling asleep and starting to drool on one of his servo skulls, which is trying to hold him up. He'll summon some aides to take Portunus to his room.
Yeah, he's being transferred to the med bay now.
Oh, okay. All right, because he is exhausted. Gotcha. If anyone else is wondering, and chat as well, Matthias clearly saw at this point he has taken stimulants, as in not recap, but drugs, to stay awake and work.
Yeah,
the man is dedicated. Does Regis look to be under the same? Do you want another perception?
No, you see Regis going, well, it looks like we have actually almost solved this case, sir. I think it is time for he gets out the bottle of champagne. Should we celebrate?
He's a champagne man. He goes, well, I agree. I have a personal reserve. Mr. Pilkington, if you would be so kind.
he flies over there with his server stall, which picks up the thing and like takes out the cork and starts pouring glasses.
Yes, this particular will actually be a wonderful. Bear with me. It is going to be similar to that of like a. Oh my god! I just had some earlier. It's the stuff that tastes like licorice. Absinthe, yeah, a little bit of absinthe, but it's got like less of the really overpowering licorice flavor and a little bit of mint in it.
Oof. Delicious.
Still got that little bit of an earthy tone, but that sweetness at the end, so that it clears it out.
You can tell we're all alcoholics here.
Yes.
Well, you can.
Accurate. And he'll say,
never die.
With that, he'll say, we shall start the paperwork for this. And he looks at his solar watch. What time is it on this ship, technically?
Yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning at this stage. It has been hell for you guys. It has been planning. It has been legal work. Like, you have been working day and night. Like, since you arrived. Even through the warp travel. It has been rough times. But you now have your legal precedent, and it's only going to be like a few hours until the Ecclesiarch will make their entrance to the system.
Awesome. Well, Matthias is definitely going to drink his glass with a toast to the men at that, and he'll be like, make sure that this, and he'll like be talking to like some high-ranking aides of Portunus, like. From what Master Darius has told us, Master Darius, if you have the fortitude to continue forward to start these plans in motion, please do so, and this aide will assist you as filing the paperwork is on their lead's end.
Sir, it will be as he swirls his champagne, my pleasure to do so.
I take from this that he takes great pleasure in sticking it to other nobles.
Oh, he fucking enjoys it.
He's like, I don't have a problem with you in general. I just like winning.
Not bad, Regis. Not bad.
Did you and him just become best friends? The guy that we don't like. The guy we don't like.
My contempt for him has lessened a little bit.
That's a feat in and of itself. How does Regis react when Pilkington, of course, pours himself a small glass to sip out of?
Confused.
How is the bird doing that?
He looks around just like, is anyone else questioning this? Why is he having a shot glass? Why is the shot glass empty? Why is there 5 of them?
I'm gonna look over and just go, look, listen. It's once you've been around him enough, you just don't question these things. We don't know how he does it. We just think it's some sort of weird faith in the Emperor thing. And we call it at that.
Yeah, Matthias will lean over slightly as Pilkington kind of putts around and looks at the paperwork. Probably he'd be like, I will tell you this, never challenge him to a drinking contest. He will win.
Yeah,
I've seen him drink 2 Ogrins under the table.
I mean,
a skeptical eyebrow raises up. It is becoming obvious that while Mr. Godwin has been a part of this crew, he has really not been paying attention to Pilkington's might and, status, and he seems to have been weighing up only human opponents, underestimating the feathery little creature.
If it helps,
on, just
also
for the chat.
Make sense. He can outdrink the road trader, which is I don't know how anyone can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be possible, but
now they
Jesus
just
Christ.
have to imagine a commissar hat on his head, and he sits on the servo skull. I showed them the dancing picture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Oh,
I
all
love
right.
that song.
Well, okay. I know the funky jazz just makes it amazing. All right, so with that, Matthias will have one of the aides kind of write up his semblance of a speech under extreme mental duress, a little bit of alcohol, and it's basically and then he'll be like, save that in the notes, I'll read it in the morning, I'm exhausted. So he's gonna try to get a few hours of wink, and then make sure that his extra double, his quad shot Americano. What?
What in the fuck?
That's me sending the message, because I have my entire choir, so I technically right now have a psi rating of 19.
Oh Jesus! I forgot that your psychic choir makes you ridiculous. That's amazing. Oh my! 17.5 degrees of success.
Tell me you didn't just blow out a neighboring star system's choir.
No.
This is
only
why
zero.
Zero doesn't exist.
This is why Serum stopped existing. Jesus, who were you calling? My mother-in-law. She had some problems.
Are you trying to kill her or just call her? Yes.
Accurate.
Okay. Hold on to your
I haven't had.
please.
I haven't had any
no.
alcohol tonight,
Oh,
believe it
hold
or not.
on. Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Well,
I
good
just
thing you have the
rolled away
choir
from my
there to take
computer.
any and all problems, so you just shoot them in the head.
Yeah, I just.
You know
This is a
what?
Lady Sachi blam moment.
You know what, that's not so bad. I could just add to the party.
No, we fought a demon once. I'm not doing that shit again.
No, Blood Rain.
Inside the choir chamber.
Yeah, well, I mean... Let me just roll
Hey,
that
They
real
didn't.
quick.
They didn't need that sanity anyway.
32 meters?
Oh, nice. That's good. Well, that's helpful. How big's the choir chamber? Saxy's 1 meter. Fuck everyone else.
And it's supposed to, any future, for 1d5 rounds, any psychic powers cause perils of the warp, but no powers are going to be invoked anyway after this. So that's no point. But I will
1d5
roll to
rounds.
see.
Gotcha.
It was
and
in
I don't
this
get-
moment. I am really glad I
Darius?
didn't play.
Darius,
Yeah.
there is some knocking on the door once you finish that call. Well, a while after.
Stormtroopers.
Who's knocking?
You have Helmsman Mastodon standing with his with his plasma pistol out and his power saber, as well as several of the Night Stalkers standing there, as he would like to request permission to enter.
Right,
Further,
Death Squad.
further behind that, you see someone standing with a holy symbol of the Ecclesiarch chanting very loudly.
I love it.
Mastodon has given reports that blood has been raining in the nearby area, and he would like to ensure that there is no problems.
None whatsoever.
I fucking love Macedon. I just have to put it out there.
He clicks back in. So, would you open the door, please?
I thought the door was opened.
Oh no, I just wanted to specify. But yeah, he's coming in, and he is treating you with respect. The rest of the choir is being sipped and tagged, and they will be cleaned and hosed down. I would like you to understand that he requested you strongly. He strongly requested you go to the flagellation or the redemption part of the ship of the temple in order to ensure no taint, as blood appearing like this is a highly unnatural phenomenon.
I wouldn't worry about my soul in the slightest.
You just say it like that to Macedon. Okay, all right, hold on. Did you told him about Macedon? That's the real question. I mean, he joined the party, but you've told him about Macedon, right?
I'm quite sure I've told him about Macedon.
Okay.
Aaron, have I told you about Macedon?
Partially, I think.
Yeah, helmsman, uptight, very traditional with Navy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He takes his job very, very, very.
Master Echo.
But he should also know I am bound to the Emperor's throne. There's not much else that can corrupt me.
Master Echo, he says, as he's resheathing his saber. I wasn't giving suggestions.
He'll probably cite the rule on the ship that that's a thing.
Your actions, while inconsequential in what I believe, I still require our crew to remain pure of heart, mind, and soul. Go and pray.
I'll go pray in my own time. Don't worry.
You will have 5 days. Failing to do that, and I will bring the temple to you.
Why not install the temple in here? That'd actually be quite more simpler.
Well, sir, I think we shall do that now. Regular visits from the ecclesiarch it is.
Put a library in here with the books. That'd be great.
No.
I love you,
that's
Macedon.
right.
No.
That's quite correct. We are blind. I wouldn't be able to even see it.
Exactly. And we have not invested in Braille technology because...
Well, you're not doing your job then. You should.
Braille.
You should be.
That's some kind of like. Is that some kind of like delicious noble food?
The Empire doesn't.
Now who's the one speaking heresy? Go to whip yourself, sir.
Be advised, he's basically, when the captain's not here, he is my number one.
Yes,
Macedon
he just spotted
is
heresy
good
of the
people.
Braille.
He extends out his hand to shake yours.
Oh, I take
Well-
it. There you go.
Well played, my man. And you know the rules.
Eye to eye right now. My God.
All right. Well, anyway, he leaves that be, but the choir is hosed down and sent for purification to ensure that no taint lingers. Nothing is done. Everyone wakes up. There is a minor report in regards to this incident, but due to it having no impact, Macedon basically glosses over it as minor psychic side effects of the message. Can you roll me a 1d5, Darius?
Are you trying to give me corruption?
No, I'm trying to figure out how long until that message reaches the Space Wolves.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot the rolling of the time
Yeah.
travel.
It is going to be a... Alright. So we're looking at about 4 months, give or take, before it should be arriving at their site. And then they will respond and either send him or not. But that's 4 months extension to the entire thing.
Buys us time.
Oh, yes. And we know where we're gonna go now.
Alright. The
Oh, I fucking love
Lucia.
Fortunis. I love
The-
Portunus so much.
The
Oh.
ecclesiarch arrives.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hold on, I'm channeling my inner Matthias. How big would the grin be? Legal matters, but he won. As of now, legal matters. He'll actually we'll have the ship prepped, but well, he would have gone down to have breakfast with the governor.
all right.
Yeah, nice little breakfast as we wait for the ecclesiarch.
Can I accompany?
Oh hell, anyone that wants to come with can come with. I love the picture of like the servosco clicking on as Matthias is eating something with his armor, the standard bearers behind him. And he's like, ah yes, and the governor sitting next to him smiling happily.
Mm-hmm. I take that a lot of you are going to go.
Yeah.
And I shall
think
bring the guard.
We may leave the father on the ship as he's probably still preparing because he probably would have gotten the news and probably passed the fuck out because I know last session he said he'd be just preparing himself mentally, physically, and spiritually for this. So it's like he's probably as exhausted as Portunus.
Oh, definitely. By the way, OX, you would have been informed about the little incident. How would you have taken it?
First off, how much blood is it in total?
Oh no.
Lots. Like, huge amounts. Like, it's
How many
32.
rounds? How many rounds?
It's 32 meters that are just covered in blood.
Well, but this is the best part. This is the GM narrator's idea. Was it a light sprinkling or a torrential downpour?
Torrential.
Oh, nice. The real question is, can we now forge a sword out of this? With the amount of iron that's in this
I was
blood.
about to say, you gotta get that iron, bro.
Oh my
Here's
God.
a good question. What's the blood type?
Oh,
That's what I was about to do an analysis. I was going to ask Dr.
go for it, man. This is the fun bit. Randomly manifested blood. How much would the Mechanicus want to study randomly manifested blood?
Hold on. Rolls an intelligence check on what blood type. Fails intelligence check. It's a red blood type.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
No. You fail it so hard. It's a blue blood type.
Noble blood.
All I can think of though is it quite literally probably just took that for blood from someone else across the entire galaxy.
I mean, maybe. Well, here's the thing: psychic phenomenon, and it says that the area is hard to cast in. Maybe it came from Korn's realm. We don't know, because why would Korn actually gift you something from his realm when he fucking hates psychers?
Anyway, OX,
Sorry.
you wanted to analyze it.
Yeah, before we touch it, I need to make sure it's I'm not
Well,
going to worry about it.
Dr. Faust, upon your information, when you tell him, comes running with his
Oh my goodness.
medical scanners going, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Beep, 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 beep.
I'll have them secure the area forward.
Once he basically confirms it, he turns around and goes, get the shovels. We need this.
I fucking love Faust. He's gonna transfer blood with shovels.
No, we get vacuums, the industrial ones.
Fucking hell, Faust.
And,
He shows you his readings. This is blood, yes. However, leave it X amount of time in these conditions that he has with these chemicals. You have poison that targets biology. He looks to you and goes, think of what we could arm the warheads with. We could send them out and poof, mists will fly into their circulation chambers, and then we will have a biological thing that will kill them.
I just had a more devious and arguably discreet idea. You, under the auspices of, hey, someone we hate, hey, do you guys need blood medical treatment? Well, here you go, and it slowly poisons and kills them.
Well, that's also a possibility. But this is Dr. Faust thinking biological warfare. And yeah, it's literally, the list of applications are insane.
So literally, I have a couple, a good percentage of scanner skulls like with like toothbrushes and sponges, all the little nooks and crannies of the area, and having vacuum servitors sitting there vacuuming up all the big chunks, and then
And as this is happening, go on.
Biosuit tech priests to survey the area, and then gather up all the rest. Okay.
Sounds marvelous. Dr. Faust also informs you that he has completed his scanning of that little thing that was found on the Heretic Explorator ship.
I was wondering.
And he sort of takes it out in a vial. You see this little like worm thing. And he goes, this, once we find out, I found the frequency of which it operates in. And it is a horrifying mixture of warp entities and machine and biology. Meaning, this item is technically a very heretical item. So you may destroy it. Though, if it is of interest, he says, looking at you, we may also have a way of rewiring its mechanical sides to function in our favor. But that decision is yours, and he hands you the tube. I am only here to just give you the insights of what I have found.
Concern.
I mean, my good lord, with a little bit of rewiring, we could use this to not mind probe. It would be mind alter an individual to become at control for us.
Oh, Dr. Faust, you blur the line between loyalist and heretic, and I love it.
Okay, it's Dr. Faust. First off, do you know a cure for it first?
I do.
Excellent. That is the key to this conversation, right? We will process this.
Now, reproduction of this is going to be impossible, because I would never sanction such illegal methods.
I hope so. But I want you to quarantine it in at the most safest location you know.
He looks to you and goes, I will pick my second most safest place.
Good. And then
Because my head is very important to me.
And he's full of himself. Promote this man.
And all of a sudden, literally, I'll massage his ego. And all of a sudden, your head is very important to me as well.
Marvelous. Yes, this will disappear. Along with these random notes I happen to have on them, if you ever wanted to read them.
You'll probably have to process those. Understood. And, in case things need to get redacted.
The best kind of reports.
Understood. We will have a conference with Matthias in the future.
I will leave that for you to set up. In the meantime, I will also set up a meeting with Abraham de Arcus once he has free time. I think we need to have a very serious discussion with him.
Indeed.
I don't like where this is going.
Yes, I think we've made some progress on what we wish to present to him.
Excellent. This is very adequate news at the current process.
Yes, marvelous. Anyway,
Oh
I shall.
God. Putting our tiny little hands together.
Yes, just hold them. The fingers like intertwine as the two of you become absolute girls.
Yep. Yes. Anyways, we will convene in the hour.
Yep. Super. How are we doing for time?
I'm good to go.
I want to keep going.
We should probably stop.
I'm 50-50. I can keep going, but I'm also like I'm starting to kind of feel it, but I've got like another hour in me at most.
I have to go because I have to go on a hunt for glasses tomorrow to get some repair.
All right.
I mean, we could continue continue and just get us to that planet? Or at least wrap up here?
We can wrap it up here, and I can do the rundown of how the runs, how it happens.
Okay, I was gonna say the wrap it up here I was talking about was mean wrap up on this planet and have us start move out.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Okay.
That way and you can dip Tomberry if you want, and we'll just fill you in.
I would like, before I leave, you and me have a conference with Dr. Faust just to know that what the hell's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that. Oh, and basically you fill me in on what he's found.
Yes, and that it is on your ship. It is your call.
Yeah.
By the way, do you want to leave the talk? That's for you, OX. Do you want to leave the talk with Abraham for next session, or do you want me to roll with that with Dr. Faust and Iota?
I would like to do that on next session with Iota.
Yes. That's good.
It's kind of one of those things where also we're not trying to corner him, but we do need to talk.
Yeah, well, we need to corner him because he won't listen.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. Oh, Iota?
No.
Oh.
Abraham.
Okay.
What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
You'll have to find out next session, so
Got
don't be
him.
late.
Got him.
When am I ever late?
All right.
Anyways, I'm gonna bail out now. Thank you guys.
man.
You
Oh, it was
finish up.
awesome. It was awesome. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh,
All right. So we'll call it an end here.
I wanted to roleplay being smug.
Fuck.
Okay, we'll do that. We will be smug. We will be smug to these people.
Well, I mean,
Just
slight.
projects
just-
a giant picture of Matthias's face as he leaves orbit.
No. Of course. He'll be eating. The governor. He'll have had an aide send for potential. And in reality, since we went to sleep at 3 a.m, we would probably have set for a later breakfast. So like an 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock breakfast at planetfall. Because probably takes about half an hour to get down to the planet. Wake up at with like 5.5, 6 hours of sleep. A little recap fixes that problem.
Mhm.
And they'll be eating with the governor, hopefully, when the call comes in. That we have arrived in system to judge.
Yep.
And Matthias will be like, yes, and he'll wipe his mouth and he'll be like, I'm glad you could make it. I was just talking with my friend the governor here about a very interesting thing. It seems that we've all been operating under the guise that you are to be the arbiters of this situation, but it seems that this imperial law here says we need someone who's higher inside of the sector itself. So we have, on your behalf, of course, as I didn't want to delay the trial, we have called upon a judge who is of ranking authority, and it seems that as of right now, and what was his name? I'm just going to say his name. I'm not going to say his title, but I'll say his name.
Ulrich.
It was Ulrich the what? Or is that
Let's
technically his title? Would it be Father?
I mean,
It's
if you
a-
want to get his title right, his title is technically chaplain.
Chaplain.
Dad?
Got you.
He's Wolf High Priest. So, like,
Okay.
a high level chaplain.
Okay.
Oh,
Matthias will kind of weigh around in his head what the best title would have been to use here. He wants to use Father so that they're guessing, like, who the fuck is this guy? We don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I mean, well, it would be kind of a giveaway, but his other alternative name is Grandfather Lupus. If you want to use
So
that,
it was so what was his name you were going to give originally? It was what was it? Sexiest?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I called him a chaplain, but that's just
No.
the
His
title.
name, it was what was it? Something the and then you didn't get to it because we all started talking.
Oh, for the father?
Yeah, it was also Ulrich the father.
Yeah,
No.
father. Well, Ulrich the Slayer. That is his
Ah.
like full name and title.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He'll say like, we have requested for Father Ulrich the Slayer, I believe is his name, a very high-ranking individual, it seems, within the sector. We have sent astropathic request for his presence to preside over the trial, as we want everything to, of course, be in order. It says you said his ETA was roughly 4 months.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. He said it will be roughly 4 months, and that was for a response or for him showing up.
That's for a response.
We are waiting upon his response, but I've heard it can be upwards of maybe 4 months or greater. So at this point, I believe it is just best if we all prepare ourselves,
Mhm.
If you wish, you can come down and have breakfast with me and the governor here. And he'll just
You hear a click as they
hang up.
you can feel the rage from orbit.
Matthias will be like, he'll toast. I mean, well, he's a noble, so he can drink in the morning. It doesn't matter.
The governor raises a glass and says, "Congratulations on your victory. I will now send out my request for them to stay in orbit until this judge arrives."
Oh man, okay. We need to put down in the books that this guy, we gotta help him out if he wants like some homie hookup or has an individual he wishes to, go to a planet to oversee some things. We're gonna keep. Matthias will remember this.
So does this count as an endeavor in and of itself?
That'd be too mean. That'd be giving us too much stuff. This was our own making, our own problems.
I know.
Oh, yes, and he'll
The
be
bright
like,
side is,
much appreciated.
in the best scenario, we've now got leeway to Space Marines.
Accurate. 110%.
Christ.
Yep, and
I do dispute your choice of chapters.
Why? Why you know like Space Wolf?
Because Black Templars are superior.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're gonna like smack us in the face if we do anything. They're like, "Oh, that's heretical."
I'm gonna abstain from this conversation because I like both equally for different reasons.
Black Templars, I will not lie, Black Templars are fire. But with the campaign we're playing, they might just shoot Pilkington because they think he looks too Xeno-y, and then it would be problems.
He doesn't adhere to the Emperor's design. He is beyond it. We will worship him as the
Turns
new
out
God Emperor.
Pilkington's been a Primarch all along.
Oh my god, he's the lost Primarch.
Is he one of the missing Primarchs?
Right? Oh.
You won't know yet.
Right?
Oh.
Biggest thing, joke's on you, he's a changer of ways. My heart would be broken before my sanity was.
Joke's on you, he's the Adeptus. He's a part of the Adeptus Custodes.
Oh my
He'd
god.
just be like, "You have treated me well, my friend. I will leave you alive for your great companionship."
A call comes into you, Darius.
We're now getting more Skype calls.
Yes.
Any blood this time? Question mark.
I want to think of it that the Linus pick.
Would you like to share the picture with the group as this comes through?
What picture? What are we sharing?
He's gonna share it
No.
with you.
It's a Skype call, which means that it's projected to you, but you can project it over to other people.
Oh yeah. I'll link it up.
Okay, you link it up, and Giulietta Tosto
Oh, fuck.
calls upon you as she stands. While you have indeed found a way to delay the inevitable, allow me to make something clear. It has come to our attention that House Atreidies, through legal methods, have chosen to side with someone who has been accused of heresy, of relation with heretics, and is believed to be potentially corrupted. As your actions have chosen to delay his purification by the order of our martyred lady, you leave us with the only option to assume the worst. We will send our official stance that Father Xerxes and his title of father within our order is now up for permanent review.
Is this a two-way Skype call?
Are we all present for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all present for this.
Would you like to send your message back shouting? Like really shouting?
No.
'Cause I can do that for you.
No. No.
I can knock them all out.
No,
Fine.
no. He's not gonna shout. He says. So she's implying that we've delayed their judgment already, right?
Yes. And they're now basically putting up Cersei's position within the order for review, meaning he might be put for excommunicate within the order itself. Not the ecclesiarch, but the order will mark him for banishment. Yeah.
Okay, alright. Matthias, with this, will look concerned. He'll say, so, you speak on behalf of the martyred lady.
I do.
So they believe that imperial law is not swift or just.
We believe that as this is an ecclesiarchal matter, it must be solved within the ecclesiarchal order. You have called upon the imperial law to transgress what should have been a clear divide. He is of ecclesiarch, he is not of administratum.
He'll nod and say, while this is true, the High Lords of Terra, including your Grand Ecclesiarch, have deemed that my family make decisions upon these frontiers on their behalf, as stated with my warrant of trade. Are you questioning their decision? The laws I have enacted are fair and just in their eyes, or they will not have put them into laws. I am trying to make sure that my house's individuals who are under my tutelage are equally represented, and I understand you have a duty, an honor-bound oath that I respect. And I pray that Priestess Emmeline has told you this. The conversation I had with her was very enlightening. But I ask that your premature judgment of his actions be halted until you see the facts that we will bring to this judgment.
You speak with the words of the Lords of Terror, but you do not speak of the order of our martyred lady.
True.
Therefore, your
If I
word
may
means
interject,
nothing to me.
madam,
Oh! Alright.
I won't be so bold, but one of the High Lords of Terror is the Ecclesiarch of the Adeptus Ministorum. Therefore, the Ecclesiarch is part of it, and therefore so does the Martyred Lady. Are you saying you are not part of the Lords of Terror's union? Are you not part of the Ecclesiarch?
And what would a psycho understand of the intricate ecclesiarchal matters?
Oh, of course you speak up to a sister.
I am soul-bound to the Emperor. I know my faith more than most.
Ooh.
And your soul touches the warp. And your soul touches the warp.
Oh boy.
Your
So does
words.
your mind. Why do you think you're connecting
My mind is pure. I speak through but a tool.
And you'll see you'll see Matthias put up a hand. He'll be like, "We are not here to argue. I am merely stating I believe we will show his innocence of these claims soon enough. And I ask that you are very choice in what you do here, as spurning someone who has not only cast down heretics to the Mechanicus, but heretics themselves to the void to be judged by the God Emperor himself. He has done it with his own hand, and stood against their will in every manner I have seen. But I still understand your oath and your duty that you must fulfill. So until this trial date, I bid you good health, and may the God Emperor protect, as he makes the sign of the Aquila. Ave Imperator.
I give a thumbs up.
+10 for charm.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
Oh boy.
Because Matthias... Oh, wait, hold on. Matthias about to click charm test on the gilded... Hold on. I was about to click...
do something to synergize, but it may fuck this whole thing up.
That's why just let it do its thing. Now, the question is... I know I get it to high authority and nobles, but technically this person is probably against me, so I think all of those modifiers would be kind of nixed, right?
They are nullified.
Understood.
They don't count.
So one question, though. Is this still pertaining to the trial? Because I still have 6 tests left in which I get a +10 to the trial.
Yes, it is.
Yes! Okay, +20, alright. And I'm definitely using Fate Point if this is garbage roll.
Remember also, you've got the +10 on top from my divination.
He added that.
I'll add a +10 to that rather than re-roll.
Okay.
Because I'm worried about rolling higher because I was rolling pretty.
She states the following: Emlyn will be retracted from your ship. However, due to the current stance, the confessor that has arrived has deemed, under these circumstances, as he has been listening in, that this does not nullify the contract of investment between the Ecclesiarch and the Rogue Trader House.
Matthias will understand that, and he says, with a heavy heart, I agree.
Xerxes stands within as a father and missionary of the order, is currently suspended, but not
Nullified.
banished.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And there will be, so that's where you're leaving it.
All right. Till the massive cogs that are the trial system of 40K, we leave. Oh my god. That's awesome. I wish I would have gotten way more success. Hold on, I'm not re-rolling. I just want to check it.
You did with your +10 on top of the +10 from the divination. You practically got 5 degrees of success, mate.
I should have definitely re-rolled.
He already added the +10.
Yeah, I should have definitely re-rolled.
Oh,
way better.
Okay.
I only got 3.9 degrees of success. Rip.
It's still worth it though.
Still pretty good. You have effectively prevented them from going. Very well. We shall now board your ship.
Right.
Yeah, if they were gonna do that, I would have. What I wanted to do was step in with be like. No. So my plan was, if things were to go south, I would have just been like, one final warning, like, if you dare come on this ship, you face the wrath of myself. You face the wrath of attacking one sanctioned by the High Lords of Terra, and you face the wrath of the Red Baron.
I'm just telling you, you'd probably clip off their frenzy if you would have said that. They would have been mad.
The Red Baron, you say?
When he says that,
that would be if things were. No, that's what I would have said if things had gone south.
Yeah, right. The Red Baron, you say. Good thing we brought Frenchmen with bolt guns. Oh no, the Red Baron's one weakness.
Inaccurate.
That's actually what killed the Red Baron.
No, that's the Red Baron thought before he died.
You know what?
Anyway, this is
All right. I'll kill it. I'll kill the. Oh, everyone who joined us for the broadcast, thank you so much. That was pretty fun, actually. Oh my god. Right? Slaughtering a 10 out of 10 salty.
Hey, preacher, remember how Brian wanted bolter women and I said no? This is why.
Yeah, exactly. Sisters of Battle are very cool when you need them in combat, but good God, do they get salty when you don't do what they want.
Do you want me to shoot you a PDF of Plague Wars to tell you specifically why you don't want Sisters of Battle doing anything but
Hold
fighting?
on, I have to think of the way it puts 10 out of 10, bureaucracy.
Yeah. God, I love bureaucracy.
I probably spelled that wrong, but I don't care.
That's not what you said when Portunus came with his paperwork to you.
Right? 10 out of 10. No, I'm oh yeah, right. Oh,
No
all right,
one likes
everyone,
bureaucracy until it works out in their favor.
Technically accurate? All right, everyone, thanks for joining
Best
us.
kind of it.
Thank you very
Have
much.
a great night.
Have a good night.